Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter, I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. All grind. I'm going in. Got me like, all grind. Woo! Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut the knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition. I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
Guys, welcome back to Lenovo and Intel presents India's top gamer featuring Mythpat, and this is the League of Legends tournament that's following us, and it's going to be a hype one. Today I am joined by the smiling face of Potato Monster. Potato Monster needs no introduction, has been in the scene for quite some time, was a player till the recent last tournament, but now has chosen the dark side, the better side, I think so, of the casting desk. Potato, what would you like to say to the people watching?
Yeah, I after establishing my utter and complete dominance over the competitive scene, I decided to let other people have a chance. So today we are going to find me in the caster desk over here, and madness, I am super excited. It's been a while since I've been casting a game.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun. I always enjoy your company offline. Now I'm going to be live with you, the casters. It's going to be a very good game. And we have a pretty good series on our hand. Mind you, guys, this is going to be the end part of the tournament that's being streamed right now. So you have your top 4 teams that were decided. They went into basically a double elimination bracket playoffs over here. So we are going to be seeing, the top dogs. Unfortunately, though, we don't have SETL present because they had to forfeit the matches because of difference in timings over there. Basically, they could not end up playing. So we won't have SATL esports in this. But without further ado, Potato, take us through a bit of this prize pool over here. It's quite some money.
Yeah, quite a bit of a prize pool over here, especially for like this event we have here. And the first place, a pretty solid 50k to whoever manages to take it all away. And with SATL out, as you said, that a lot of teams are looking to really get their paws on that, right? But there's also the second and third place prize of 30k and 20k respectively, and we are already down to the top 3 in this tournament. So no matter what happens today, tomorrow, and on the day of the grand finals, people are going to walk away with quite a bit of change in their pockets.
Yeah, and that's, like you're saying, money has been locked in no matter what. But just taking a look at that upper bracket, the double elimination brackets that I was talking about. Egoist, unfortunately, the team that did go through because, as it was backed out, ended up going down to Kakao 3-0 in the upper bracket semifinals. Revenants fell down 3-1 against Old Gods. It looked like maybe Revenants could have maybe come up, but unfortunately could not do much. They found themselves against Egoist in the lower brackets, which happened yesterday, round 1, and Revenants came out on top. So you already have your top 3 teams, like we're saying, they've locked in their money, and now Revenants will be playing whoever ends up losing today, because today is the upper bracket final between the Kakao Gaming and Old Gods, and then the grand finals will be on Sunday. So like you said, SETL Esports out of the competition, everybody is eyeing that top prize for themselves. There's a lot of hectic competition between them, and this is pretty much the top 3 teams except for SETL right now that we have in the scene, and that's how you can see it in today's matchup: Old Gods versus Kakao Gaming. Old Gods, the previous tournament known as Syndicate, with slight adjustments here and there, and then Kakao Gaming, I think, needs no further introduction. Definitely have locked themselves in as the second best team, maybe slightly behind SETL Esports, and I think they are going to be in for series for this matchup. And we know there's like a lot of competition between them. These players know themselves quite a bit. I'm going to put you a bit on the spot, Potato. I know you've written in the comments already, but any predictions from your side going into the series?
That wasn't me in the comments. My prediction is 3-0 for Kakao Gaming. Kakao Gaming is definitely, I feel, especially with SATL kind of bowing out of this event here, I think Kakao is strongly primed to take it all. And I do feel like the other teams are going to be looking to trying and taking that prize away from them. But I think what is expected at the moment, given previous events and general standings, I think Kakao Gaming should be the one who quite easily wins this. That is what I am expecting, at least.
Makes complete sense. And a bit of change, because technically in the last competition these teams played in, Revenants technically came third and Old Gods, then known as Syndicate, came in fourth. But it's been a bit of a role reversal, right? Anything to say about that, given that you are the man that's been missing from the squad? If you guys don't know, Potato Monster was the ADC for Revenants at the time. He's been substituted with Eisen coming into the picture. But I think this is a bit of a change, because we didn't expect it to be that much of a difference now coming in between these two teams, because Old Gods took it in pretty good fashion against the team. 3-1 is a very good series, especially against a team like Revenants.
Yeah, if you look at the standings from Legend Ascend, it was kind of, I think most people, even me included, we were expecting Revenants to kind of take away that series from Old Gods, but instead we have a complete reversal of that somehow. And of course, both teams have had some roster changes. We have Eisen replacing me in Revenants, and Hallucination has come in as the new supports for Old Gods, formerly known as Syndicate. So it seems like maybe Revenants need some more time to get adjusted to the new lineup, or they were missing a couple of key players during the series. So Ezian, their main jungler, was not present. Eisen also, I think, was a bit under the weather, so they were struggling a bit there. But I think the general expectation was at the end of the day that Revenants would come out on top. But that means that we already have an upset in this tournament, Madness.
Well, that's what we come to love and expect from these tournaments. We do see a lot of upsets, maybe just not in the top 2 or top 3, but yeah, upsets do happen. And yeah, this is a nice introduction coming. Like Patel mentioned, Eisen wasn't present, so that could also contribute. Eisen maybe under the weather, not performing the best that he could. Essentially over there, just the limitations physically over there, that he was not feeling that well. So yeah, these things do come into picture, especially in a game like this, especially in a BO5, right? It's a very long kind of series. It's a very tiring kind of series as well. Champion pools get dove into deep. You get targeted quite a bit. I think Eisen was just never allowed to play his Caitlyn as well. And like speaking about targeted bans, your Tristana gets banned out all the time, your Smolder gets banned out all the time. So do you think in this matchup between these two teams there's any person that they'll be targeting?
I think it's hard to say, but I do expect a couple of bans being targeted at Harambe, as we usually see. On the other side, on Kakao, generally they have quite open champion pools, so I don't know if target banning would actually do anything there.
Yeah, and with that being said, guys, we are going to take a very short break before we jump into this upper bracket finals.
Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. I'm going on wings. Flip the lead and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing at attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, all grind. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I don't.
Guys, welcome back to Lenovo Needle presents India's Top Gamer featuring Mythpat. We are yet again coming into it. Sorry for that short delay. We are going to be jumping right into the draft of this game. And just before we cut off, before we took that short break, I think we were talking a bit about, who's getting targeted here and there overall. I think, some people have the shorter ends of the champion, people like Deadeyes, especially over that side. They target him quite a bit and they try to mask it a lot. Maybe even try to go for counter picks. But that's the beauty of Fearless Draft, right, Purito?
Yeah, it really pinches your champion pool. Speaking from experience, you really have to dig deep, figure out new champions to play, and really expand that champion pool. Otherwise, you do suffer. And Deadies is someone who has been picking up more champions over time. The same for Harambe a bit. So I kind of feel like most probably Kakao might look to target either of those two. We did see Revenants take away one game last time against OGs, and during that game they banned 5 junglers. So that's the play. Who knows?
That could be the play, yeah, if you go for the meta. Like I was saying, we were watching that game on the Discord, and it was pretty fun to watch out how the banning was going down. They banned quite a few on that side. Yeah, but Harambe does get targeted. Maybe the Lucian ban is going to be a perma one on that side, because I'm pretty sure every single team that's been playing against him have been banning the Lucian quite a bit against himself. And like you're saying, he's been picking up quite a few. His Kai'Sa, his Ezreal, his Lucian is the staple that we knew him for, but he has been picking up champions here and there. He is improving it. So maybe if they focus Deadies, that could be a problem, but like you're saying, Deadies. We were talking about gets banned away from Harambe, and then you can see Hue also gets banned out as we continue on.
Yeah, it's going to be an Ezreal ban. This is pretty much as expected. Harambe's former one trick Ezreal getting banned. We see the Hue ban in response, so they're respecting W's Hue a lot. That champion is honestly quite a menace in team fights, and honestly get great takeaway. We see the Nami ban, so I feel like this might be maybe an indirect attempt to deny Lucian Nami or Lucian Milio.
Yeah, I think so. That's not a bad way to go about it. You just ban out the Nami, you ban out the Lucian as well. You can ban it just comes with the dirty. And the Ambessa ban against Zuko coming in with a buy against Dead Corporal. Not sure you want to be targeting DC that much, because like we said, DC has one of the wider pools over here. You might want to target somewhere else to go for some, because even if you ban this out, he has the Xinjiao, he has his J4, he has quite a bit. He has his Diana especially as well. That's still coming up. That allows W to play his AD mids that he likes to play with, like his Talon or his Yone that he is known for. But with that being said, it is Kakao on the blue side. They will be getting their first pick. Even with the Nocturne ban, they're just going to be locking in that Orianna blind for W in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's an interesting Orianna lock-in. We see YN Nocturne already banned, so I assume OG was trying to, deny some sort of Orianna synergy, but there's still a lot of champions that can be played with the Orianna. J4, for example, is open, and a very smart move by OG. They identify that and immediately pick up the J4, and it's going to be a Lucian pick to follow that up.
Lucian pick Harambe is like, you take my Nami away, I have a Braum, I have a couple of other options that I'm going to be pairing up this Lucian with. He has no problem. And yes, Deadies picks up a J for one of the champions that he does also like to play alongside that Xinjiao quite a bit. He's also known quite a bit for his defeat. We have to see further along into this. He's also a good chase that we haven't mentioned. God Loki, who's technically the substitute for Old Gods, will be filling in for the mid lane. Usually when we've seen him substitute in, he's been playing instead of Harambe in the bot side. But this is the first time we're going to get to see Loki in the mid lane today, and looks like a Rakan pickup. It's going to be a Xayah pair up as well. Xayah has that, feathers fly, allows her to jump out of, some tricky scenarios, especially with the Cataclysm coming on. But let's see what they actually end up going for. Very interesting. You're just going to be blind picking your Rakan. Essentially, it does give you good engage as well as disengage. Let's see how well Love 2 has been doing. Love 2 Spike is pretty well known, but yes, it is that Rakan. It is Vortex going to be channeling that Xayah for himself. Mind you, Sam is not playing. Vortex is filling in the ADC, especially over today's side. So now you have that lovers duo in the bot side. Now let's see what the Lucian gets spread out. Quite nice options. The Milio, the Braum, the Thresh, quite a few options over there.
Yeah, a very strong bot lane pickup. They pick up the Xayah and Rakan, and it kind of works well because Lucian's main weakness is that he has very low range. So it's pretty good to play something like a Xayah into that, because what's generally the weakness of Xayah, you don't really want to face up against a team that's just poking you out and not really going into you. With the Lucian pickup, that's pretty much Lucian and Jarvan. You already have two champs that have the ADC is pretty short range, the jungler is more dive heavy, and although Jarvan can be flexed into the comps, I do like the Xayah Rakan here as like kind of an expectation that OG is going to go into more of a dive kind of format, and then the Xayah is really good into that. And we see the Braum coming in to be paired up with the Lucian. I think a Milio was also an option here, but they do choose to go for the Braum. The more, you could say in some ways, early game, a comp with more early game threat, I would say, and a bit of a better front line. Also, Braum has the option of blocking Zaya feathers, which is pretty strong. If like you can deny a good feather pull, that cuts out a large portion of the Zaya's damage.
Yeah, exactly. You're saying with that shield, you have a lot to be blocking it up as well, and that early game aggression that you can be showing with the Lucian in the bot side. We're talking about the bans in the second phase of banning. The Cassante banned out, as well as the Wukong from Old Gods, and the LeBlanc Malphite banned out by Kakao. I don't think Zuko was going to be playing the Malphite at this point in the series. He usually likes to play it on the later side. But to answer the Orianna, it looks like God Loki is going to be going for the Ari in the mid lane. Now you have some damage alongside the Lucian, but it's already looking like you're leaving the Braum as alone in the mid, like as your front line. Let's see what the answer is going to be from Kakao. They're yet to pick up their jungler in the top. The Gwen, a flex pick essentially, but it's not going to be that much of a mystery because they're just going to pick their fifth champion over here alongside it. I really want to see how well Love 2 and Vortex are going to be doing in the bot lane because Love 2 is usually being paired up with Sam. Sam apparently not available, and it looks like DC is going to be answered by taking the Xinjiao. This is like a double-edged sword to the gut of Deadeyes because it's a champion that he loves to play. So either way, Xinjiao's just not going to be open for future drafts as well just because of Fearless Draft.
Yeah, that's interesting. Deadeyes does not have the biggest champion pool, and in this game, when we already see two of his most played champions being immediately taken away from them, and looks like it's going to be a Jackson response. I do love this pick because you look at the champions on the side of Kakao. There's a lot of focus on auto attacks. Gwen, you have the Zaya, you have the Xinjiao, already very auto attack heavy champions, and then Orianna also has a decent amount of damage tagged onto her autos, although she's not primarily reliant. So I do like the Jax pickup here a lot.
Yeah, the Counter Strike is going to help out quite a bit in these team fights for Zuko. Not always had the best performance on the Jax in the top side, but now he's against Copy as well. Two of the Mammoths in the top side. Copy known as one of the best top laners in the region currently, the way he plays it, and Kakao Gaming has been known to, switch roles later on in the series. We're yet to see it. We didn't get to see that much during the previous tournament that they played, but that's always open for the books. I'm also interested to see how W is going to do against Loki technically on his off role, given that he's an ADC main. So that will also be an interesting matchup to be seeing between them with the Orianna and the RE combos going in between that side. And with the Orianna ball on the Xinjiao, if he is in, you can also use it depending on you can put it on the Rakan as well. So you have options for going for your shockwaves as well. But all in all, both comps seem really well rounded out, honestly. Usually not something that we see in the first draft. We usually like to see people going for the comfort picks instead, but now it does seem well rounded, except maybe Deadeyes might be feeling it later on in the series, like Peter saying two of his favorite champions have gone out of the way. And Harambe, see, the problem sometimes with Harambe is that he feels like he has too much pressure to carry his team in these matchups later on, so he tries to go for those very short percentages of types of where you can get kills. He just tries to edge it forward as much as he can and tries. Sometimes it's like a 50-50 sometimes for him in those. If he gets them, he does snowball. If he doesn't, he does fall a bit behind. And he likes to play in this kind of a playstyle where he'll take any single chance he's given. So that can be something that Kakao can be trying to bait out against him and maybe make him fall into the trap. But other than that, I think Harambe and Helu will be looking to be establishing their dominance in the bot side.
Yeah, Lucian, obviously it's a champion Harambe doesn't usually get to play a lot. It's generally I would say it's the most banned champion against him, even over the SGL. But Kakao, it seems like Kakao had a plan going into this draft and they wanted him to pick the Lucian. That's what it looks like to me. And looking at the draft side, while both drafts are like fairly well rounded, I kind of really like what Kakao has done here with their draft, because if you look at OG's draft, it's mostly, if you look at how this draft is going to try and play out, it's not a very high ranged kind of comp. It's like a bunch of champions that want to go in and just beat up the enemy team, and Kakao's draft that's exactly what they want, right? They have the Zaya with the feathers, they have the Rakan to kind of peel, Orianna with the shockwave and the slows and the peel, and then the Gwen. So you're going to be diving on top of a Zaya Gwen that might end up turning very bad for OGs in these team fights. But on the other hand, they also have the option to kind of split the map and try to go for a more pick oriented playstyle, and I think that's going to be the big question for me. Is it going to kind of break out into like these big 5v5 fights where OG is kind of forced to engage onto Kakao, because they have like maybe better position on objectives, or just that's just how the fight plays out. So I think in those cases, Kakao's comp is going to be very strong against OGs. On the other hand, if it's kind of a situation where the map is split up a lot, I think with the RE Jarvan, they have the potential to really get a lot of picks out and kind of snowball their lead and play mostly with a man advantage. So I think that's generally what OG is going to be looking to do, and it's honestly quite interesting to see because OG, it feels like, has improved their drafting a lot coming in from Legends. And
It does feel like they have done quite a bit. They have, picked up a few members here and there. They've changed some things on the around there, and they have been looking like a pretty dominant team coming into these matches. But they are against a team that is known as maybe the second best team in South Asia that have only been dropping series to SADL Esports, right? And even Kakao technically didn't have the best of showings in that last tournament because they went down 3-0, 3-0 in both series, and that was unfortunate for them because they usually, against even SADL Esports, they do take it to maybe even 5 games. So maybe they've also had a slight dip in performance. But I would really like to see what Dead Corporal's going to do because for the tendencies I've seen him in past tournaments and past matches he plays, when he's on the blue side, he really likes to go aggro into the red side jungle early on and maybe cheese a bit on the jungle. I've seen him done it like twice with succession without the wards being placed in. So I think this is maybe something that DC has on his mind when going into this matchup. And this is where you have to bring out, importance of those early aggressive junglers. You have a Jarvan on one hand, you have a Xinjiao on one. Very good early game junglers with the flag and drive, with the Xinjiao latching on. So let's see who actually gets those ganks early on, who ends up picking up the feats of warfare. Because I think this match it's going to be blown open, especially around that grub side. Who gets that rotation timing perfect for themselves? Who actually starts making the moves onto that side? And how well Loki's going to be managing himself in the mid lane, given that he's maybe not that comfortable compared to what he's been playing mostly ADCs on this side. With the RA, maybe it's less trickery compared to maybe a champion like an Orianna. But let's see still yet how well he adjusts, what kind of build he goes for, how the roam timers are going to come from, how he gets at the end of it. But this is, guys, remember, this is a best of 5 between these teams. So minimum games 3, maximum games 5, and according to Potato, it's only going to be 3 games, is it not? I would also be siding slightly on that side, just given how we know how Kakao is, their previous interactions, where Kakao has every time pretty much come out on top. So I would also be slightly favoring that position. Maybe I'll order it slightly to a 3-1 maybe. But other than that, I'm not going to change much. I'm pretty sure Kakao he's going to be looking. I'm looking for maybe Orgots to change up something, or like you're saying, the drafts improve, maybe the gameplays improve, especially that they're beating a team like Revenants as well, right? So that's just showing that they're moving up one step of the ladder, or running up the ladder one step at a time, and they are making those improvements. Let's see how well they can match up. This is going to be like their biggest test coming to, like you said, Kakao without SCTL Esports is pretty much the top dog in the competition, the team that people want to beat. So this is the best and like the biggest challenge they've faced so far in our tournament here.
yeah, definitely, it's going to be an uphill battle. OG has shown a lot of promise recently. They did send Revenant stumbling down to that lower bracket, which, like we mentioned before, we weren't really expecting. I wasn't really expecting that. So there is some promise there, and like Kakao, although they did drop games to SATUL, if we like look back at their track record, they didn't really drop any games to anyone else. So they still, I think, the favorites coming into this. And something to consider, like you mentioned, is that it's going to be Loki in that window. It's not going to be YYZZ or Kagura, as many people know him, in that mid lane. I feel like he was really a core pillar of this OG's lineup.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be a bit hard for Loki to fill those shoes. And he does play a decent amount of mid lane in solo queue. I've never seen him actually play him mid lane in a competitive setting, but hopefully maybe they're able to take this game. I don't know. I feel like Kakao really has the edge here. W has been playing mid in a competitive environment in solo queue, just everywhere at a very high level for quite some time. So it's definitely going to be very hard for Loki to kind of match that. On top of that, if I feel like if Kagura doesn't return for game 2, for game 3, this might be even more of a 3-0 than I was expecting in just complete stomp. Because honestly, I feel like the mid substitution could be very rough on them.
Yeah, like you said, could be a slight hindrance to their side. Like you're saying, Kagura has been quite a bit of stable. He's a guy who's been known to be very aggressive in the laning phase as well. Tries to get them ahead. That's it. His Diana is something that people also do fear. And with Loki coming, like you say, the first time for everything with Loki coming into this matchup. But guys, I think without any further ado, we'll be jumping in to game one of our upper bracket finals. Mind you guys, this is a best of 5. Kakao Gaming on the blue side. All Gods Esports apparently on the red side as we head into the Rift. Copy's gone for the traditional Ignite TP on his Gwen, and look at this, all 5 members of All Gods are on this top side. But Copy is not taking any baits. He's waiting near his turret. He's happy with just playing that default parallel across the river. So All Gods is pretty much going to not get anything. Zuko's trying to bait out Copy to come in forward over here. Copy's going to eat the counter strike. He gives a grasp of a nice stack. Dead Corporal. This might be a problem. The charm does land. The Braum stacks do connect. First blood going over to Harambe Avenger of All Gods.
Yeah, that is honestly quite a beautiful sequence by OG. Crown walks up to the to the third brush in the top lane. He knows that he has his team behind him, so as long as like he doesn't run into 5 members, which was a bit of a risk. It was a possibility that he could have run into 5 members, so a bit risky there, but he chooses to take that risk, finds Copy in the brush. DC decides to move over, thinks maybe this Jax is alone, maybe I can get a free pick here, walks into the pixel brush, and boom, Braum passive.
Braum passive definitely plus with the charm start. Oh, they might even be looking to count onto Vortex. The Braum passive comes in, instant cleanse by the Xayah. So that's one summoner down already in the starting phase. Plus, you've lost quite a bit of HP for the Xayah. So it's not the best of starts for Kakao. A nice bait for All Gods in the top side over there. That's the whole point of Crown going a bit emphasis against Copy over there. Even picks up a couple of grass stacks in this side. W, Electrician proc from Loki. This is the matchup that we have in mind, given that this is where they are slightly lacking. Another Q connects love 2 with only 2 stacks, nothing much on those sides. Vortex has chosen not to go for his healing pot, choosing to use his, Doran's Blade to start for those heal ups. But look at Halo, who's walking in. He doesn't have the level 2 timer though. They're really going into Vortex. Vortex even flashes away. Harambe ease forward, gets the stun lock in, locks up onto the Rakan as well. Hallucination might be paying the price, has to flash away. No flash available. Vortex. Love to might be even doing in hell pops, getting popped by the Braum. Love to has to jump away from the. It's already an action-packed start to this game over here, Pereira.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was expecting in the bot lane. Tons of action, tons of trading, and I would say that OG Esports is going to be the one coming out on top. Lucian does have both his sums available, so that's something important to consider here.
It is definitely Dead Corporal is looking to maybe get stunned up. The flag and track gets flashed away by DC, and instead they're turning it on to Deadeye. Deadeye falls down, so does Dead Corporal. Now it looks like Harambe Venture might go down. Barrier pop, flash pop. One more auto would be enough. Love to flashes forward. No, he stumbles back. The auto gets cancelled, but with the knockup, he actually gets the kill. Over here, Zuko's gone for a roam mid side. Gets the flash away from W. So it's 2 kills to 2 kills. Next kill is Feats of Warfare for either team.
Yeah, and this is a very, very action-packed early game. We already know Kakao likes to play this style, but OG is generally a team that tends to play a bit slower, but it looks like they're going to throw all of that right outside the window as they go for play after play.
The flash
It looks like
charm
another
connects.
skirmish.
One more auto. Oh no, W just about survived it. I was looking here. Oh, the flash flag gets the kill. Secures the Feats of Warfare. And also with the Loki with a nice flash charm connect over that side. You do get 2 flashes, but you do secure the Feats of Warfare. Orgod is going to take that any day of the week.
Yeah, this is just absolutely insane. We were talking about how God Loki might not be super comfortable in the mid lane, and he just shows up and he's like, "What do you mean by that, buddy?" Goes for the flash charm, tons of damage, just barely misses out on the kill, but Deadeye is there, is just like, "No worries, buddy, I got you."
He is, no worries, absolutely. The flag gets it, and Copy's trying to stall the wave as much as he can. Topside CS, looks like Zuko has the favoritism, but that's a huge wave also coming to Copy if he ends up picking it up. And mind you, W does not have flash. Halu's come in for the gang. Q connect could be a nice dodge from W over that side, but the passive stacks are still going to connect. You're going to eat a ton of damage as this Orianna, and this might not be enough to run away. One more auto, no! W still does manage to get out. It was a nice dodge on the key that essentially leads up for this. What's this might be a dive onto Harambe Venture. He's away from the knockup of the Rakan. He's going to securely get out. Dead Corporal looks to be going down, and it's just looking like one disaster after another for Kakao. They tried to answer back fire with fire. Unfortunately, met with water in the bot side. Nice movement from Harambe. He's away from the knockup. Gets away securely, and a very botched dive coming in for Kakao.
Yeah, botch dive by Kakao. I like the intent behind it. Hallucination moves to the mid lane, tries to get a pick onto the Orianna, and there was just really a very disciplined gameplay coming in by Loki. Waits for the Braum stun to connect before using his charm. Unfortunately, they are not really able to find the damage to kill the Orianna. Perhaps a few autos missed, but never mind. He's going to hit level 6 and goes immediately for the solo kill, and is going to get it in. W is kind of looking a bit 0-2 in this mid lane right now.
Well, he is looking 0 because the man is 0 to run. The Dark Seal with 0 stacks onto end. The Loki we were slightly doubting, given that we haven't seen him be playing much mid in professional play or in tournament play, is proving his worth. He's had quite a bit of help, especially with Hallucination coming in, with Crown also coming in with the gangs, but he is proving his mettle, gets that solo kill after hitting that level 6. W not respecting the timer, given that he missed quite a bit of XP when he was getting pushed back, and pays the price for it. Talking about items, Jax has picked up a Sheen in the top side, a lost chapter for the RE. It looks like we have quite a game on our hands because it's 5-2 for Olgos, the team that we were backing to slightly be the underdogs in this matchup, given the previous history between them. It's already 3 kills onto Harambe, the man you don't want to be giving these early kills onto. The W misses from Dead Corporal on this side. Loki's trying to run away. The shockwave comes in. Loki doesn't have flash. It looks like Deadeyes has chosen to sacrifice RE. RE was not in a situation that he would be rescued from, especially with the shockwave coming in. And that's the answer Kakao is looking for. Now they pick up a bit more mid-prior. They're going to be looking to pick up the Scuttle and maybe head over towards the Drake.
And this is the kind of beautiful macro kind of play that I expect out of Kakao, especially in the early game. Dragon is up. We see Love to going for the reset. Resets immediately, goes mid, shows up with his with his jungler over there. They know that the RE doesn't have her flash yet. Goes for the kill, and they get prime on Dragon, but seems like they've decided not to do it just yet.
They had prior, they didn't choose to go for it. Instead, going back to the try and twisted bot side. Harambe is still level 5, mind you. Vortex is a level up, does have his ultimate, has the feather fly. No culling for Harambe. He realized to get this wave pushed in, then culling to get some extra damage onto his counterpart in the bot side. But yeah, good play coming in with Kakao. Nice knowing of timers of the flash, not up for Loki. Goes in, gets a nice kill in the meantime. And we've settled down into more slow plays. You can see just CS-wise, Vortex is quite ahead of Harambe right now. Already 10 CS, now getting picked up by Harambe, but Harambe has those 3 kills, mind you not. On the side of Kakao, the kills are 1 locked up for the round. Harambe actually steps quite a bit forward, gets knocked off. Vortex is looking for the trades, looking for maybe a pullback, but no, the shield was up, doesn't go for it over there. Here comes the culling, get completely blocked by Love to, even a heal for good measure coming out of the count. Maybe a bit of a misstep, maybe have liked it. Dead Corporal's coming from this side, he's coming in just charging forward like he can actually go in. Hallucination does get rooted in with the fullback, with the E from the Zaya, and so they do pick up a kill. But look like an obvious situation. Hallucination even had his flash up and chose not to use it.
Yeah, I don't know why that. Like, I don't feel like Hallucination would have died there. It looks like it's going to be a follow-up dive onto the Lucian. He's dropping really low, tries to trade the kill onto Vortex. A TP is going to come down. That TP is from the Braum.
That is from the Braum, who has that unsealed spellbook for himself, and it is Harambe that does have a lot. Hallucination. I'm not sure. My eyes played some games with me, but you saw the you saw the flash as well, right?
I think Hallucination might be hallucinating a bit, because that flash was something, but we have an all-in going on in the top lane. Take us through this madness.
Oh, Crowd's going very low. The Ignite is sticking, but he does have backup. Deadice is close by. He is going to be jumping in over here, but Copy is going 1 versus 2. He has no problem. Instead, Deadice has to flash. Crowd's in a very tough spot. No, the Q counter strike, it's not enough. Copy has enough damage. The flag and drive comes in. Deadice, one more order. No, Copy with the spacing. The movement away with another snip. It's a 2 for nothing in a 1v2 situation for Copy. Hallucination is going to jump to God Loki to get away. Love to come in as well. There's a blasting plan. God Loki, be careful. Nice flash W by Dead Corporal. Loki's trying to get the kill onto Copy. It's not enough. The charm misses. Copy yet again picks up another. He goes on a killing spree in a span of basically 1 minute over there. He's picked up 3 kills back to back, and OG is getting a bit greedy trying to catch out this Gwen Follower, and Hallucination might even pay the price. He's getting locked underneath his threat. They have to juggle the aggro nicely. The good ultimate comes in. You're going to get the kill onto Love 2. It's a 1-for-1. But it's a shutdown that goes over to a Braum while Xinjiao picks up another kill. So that's Kakao going to be taking that any day of the week.
And this is what makes Kakao so deadly in this early game. You drop 1 kill and suddenly it turns into 2 kills. 3 seconds later, it's 3 kills, and then another 5 seconds later, you're getting dove and you give another kill. These games can turn so fast when you're playing against a team as aggressive as Kakao.
Oh, but Harame might be looking to get locked up over here. He just about will get away. The feathers do fly. It's enough to secure the kill for Vortex. He does pick up a kill. The locket was also used. I don't think that was just that, is it? But yeah, you pick up a kill. Vortex. Harambe just not respecting that he's in a 1v2 on the side against the Zaire Rakan especially. But we have to talk about Copy. Copy is a monster right now. 300 Nasher's Tooth completed. But talking about some other items, an Essence Reaver for both the ADCs. The RD's just a bit away from the Malignant. You have the Fitted Ashes for the Orianna right now. Both junglers are... Oh, wait, it looks like Xinjiao does have the Sundra Sky. So Jarvan slightly behind in pacing, even though he's ahead up in camps. But what started as a 5 kills to 2 for OGs, like Potato said, you give them 1 kill, Kakao runs away with it. They're 10 to 6 right now. But in the meantime, in the mid lane, a nice shockwave with the W, but Loki does have his ultimate, does have the Spirit Rush, will get out of that situation. Shockwave has been used, mind you, won't be available for the team fight, but Loki does have TP very soon. They should take this advantage for themselves. Lucian is close by, is trying to spot out any danger for his team. It's a 3 versus 3 situation. OG is very rightfully so are paying to back. They cannot contest it, so this Drake will be going over to the hands of Kakao.
Yeah, and that's going to be Drake for Kakao. The feats are still on the table. I feel like the tower probably goes to Kakao, given the situation in the top lane. It's going to be really rough. We were talking about how this Jax is going to be such an amazing pick into the very auto-heavy draft that Kakao has. But you know something else about Jax? Hey, buddy, he's not really good when he's behind.
And
this Jax is looking pretty behind. He's up against a 3-0 Gwen.
Yeah, he is against the 0-3 Gwen. It's not just basically his fault, it's also the fault of how he's getting back up. That Zuko was going to die, I think you just leave him at that point. Then only getting gets one, but hold that thought with bot side. Dead is close by. Here comes the ultimate from the Braum with the slow. The flag and drag does connect, but here comes Dead Corporal as well. The feathers do fly. DZ picks up his 5th kill. Deadice, there is nowhere this Jarvan 4 can go. He ends up going down as well. That kill goes to the Zaire, who is now also 3-0-4, and this is Kakao Gaming snowballing this game quite a bit. And yeah, Jax behind can't do much. A Lucian, who was 3-0 at one point, is also 3-3 right now. First turret also be looking to be picked up by Kakao in the bot side. They're trying to get as many plating as they can, but in the span of a few minutes, it has been blown wide open. It's been 13 minutes, and we already have 8 kills on the board.
Yeah, and Kakao is just taking that bit of a misplay on the top side. One mistake, and boom, suddenly the game has completely flipped on its head. We have the Lucian, who was 3-1, is now 3-3. Vortex right now is 3-0 instead. He is, I believe, ahead in gold as well. So, this is almost a 4K lead for Kakao. It's only 13 minutes into the game, and seems like they just know where OG is at every single point in the game. And interesting ult.
Interesting, very all fine Loki. W had to flash because he's running away. Loki's going to use the rest of his spirit to run. A nice shockwave on Dead Corporal is going to force Loki to see the grey screen. Hallucination is trying to run for the hills with the help of Dead Eyes, but can he get away? The knock of the CC is enough. It looks like they want to go for even more. Hallucination might get out, but Dead Eyes might not. No, the flag and drag comes in. He does get to a safe distance, and Loki's ill-timed Spirit Rush does cost him his life. W, you took quite a bit of third shots. It looks like Deadeyes wanted to narrow the gap and Cataclysm on to W, but no, that does not happen. The flying drive was there, but it's not enough. Here comes the ultimate auto takeover plus the exhaust. The Cataclysm comes in. The shielding is there. That's going to be Dead Corporal going down. A good shutdown getting picked up as well. And a couple of CS. We have some rotations coming in, but Copy is going to be hitting away at this turret quite a bit for himself. He's going to be backing away now, knows that the resets have come in. They're going to go bot side. But yet again, top side, a bit too aggro from them. They went a bit too deep, and yeah, Dead Corporal pays the price for it.
Yeah, and I feel like, man, this is what I was talking about during the loading screen, right? Kakao Gaming comp really wants people to run into them, and that's what OG has been giving them. What I wanted to see from OG was more like you had these really smart plays around the RE Charm and the Jarvan, knock up and alt lockdown. Instead, they're just trying to run down Kakao, and it's not working at all. You have the feathers, you have the Gwen with her immunity ring. It's just very, very hard to fight that team comp by running into them.
Absolutely.
And that's what they've been doing for the past, I would say, around 10 minutes. And they've been paying the price for it. A pretty hefty price.
After they had the lead also, right? Like, they had a good spot in the game. They give up a kill here, then they start jumping in a bit too deep. Yes, there is good disengage. Yes, you have the Feathers Fly as well for the Zaya. She's not going to be much in trouble. She's deathless as well as Copy. And I think a lot is also up to what happened against Copy in the top side, where Copy picked up those 3 kills in quick succession for himself. You can see that Harambe and Hallucination want to defend this turret. Vortex has come to pick it up maybe before it can come in. Here comes the culling to clear out the minions from the wave. On this side, Loki has to use his Spirit Rush to get away from DC. DC might get cornered with the flag and drive from this side. That's exactly what Deadice is looking to do. Dead Corporal might be in a bit of trouble. Does not have his flash, but has the backup of his teammate. Here comes a massive shockwave. Gets Loki as well as Deadeyes. That's going to be Loki falling now. Deadeyes tries to use Cataclysm plus the flag and drag. Actually gets away to safety. Love2's a bit daunting over there with his movement with the S coming in between the steps. But yeah, they're trying to go in for plays that are not there, and they're getting answered back in heavy fortune.
Yeah, it's just a really rough spot for OG, because this team comp is not designed to scale into the late game. Yes, you have the Jax who kind of scales, well, not kind of, he scales pretty well, but that's it. You have the Jax. The Gwen scales equally well, if not better. You have J4 is going to fall off. I mean, so does Zinja, but Zinja here is in this comp is not a carry, right? He's just there. He's going to jump in. He's going to press R, spin around, and just be very, very annoying. And on the other hand, you have the Orianna, Zaya, and Gwen just whacking away at you. On the other hand, what you have? You have an RE. The champion is going to fall off so hard after the mid game. Lucian, again, mid game champion, is going to fall off really hard. Man, we are in the mid game right now, and they are really behind. This is really rough for OG, and I think they really need to be praying for a big throw from Kakao, which we have seen Kakao do before. So they're going to be praying for a really big throw from Kakao, maybe like a big throw around Baron or something. They need a really big play to kind of just propel themselves back into this game, because they're completely out of the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, it's 4.5k advantage in gold also for Kakao, and they're in a very nice spot the way it looks for themselves. Copy, nobody can pretty much answer the Copy in the side lane. Loki's trying, he uses the charm, uses the Spirit Rush to get his distance. So ultimates get exchanged, Loki even emotes, but that might not be enough. Jax might be in a tough spot. Here comes the Shockwave, here comes the Rakan ultimate as well. The counter strike is there, but is it enough? Actually, it is. Crown gets away, does ward jump at that point, gets out of it. Deadice was close by. Dead Corporal goes in over here. He's against a couple of members. Harambe is trying to keep his distance. Here comes the culling as well. You have Loki with the damage at this side, but it might not be enough. The Dead Corporal is still a monster. Harambe is trying to hit away this side, but finally the W from the RE gets the kill onto DC. It was a bit of an ambitious play. He almost got Dead Corporal. Flash forward by W. One more auto is enough to secure the kill. There's a TP in the bot side, but Copy does not mind. He's just going to go for this turret. Gets 750 gold, but no, he doesn't even get that. And that's a good amount of shutdown going over to Crown, who is already far behind. Meantime, W picks up the kill on Nation, who is just left alone.
Yeah, I see what you're doing there, Kakao. Kakao is having a little bit of fun. DC just casually jumping into 1 versus 3, and yeah, that's pretty interesting. Kakao, I think, is just having a bit of fun. They feel like they have the goal lead to do so, and honestly, they kind of do. Looking at the Zinjo jumps into 3 people, presses R. He's taking damage, but he's not taking enough damage. He's just healing it all back up and stays alive for quite some time. W is able to rotate over to mid lane, flashes forward and autos the Lucian for a really nice kill. But yeah, Copy giving up his shutdown in the bot lane is a bit sussy, but it's all right. It's still what, a 5k goal lead, 5.5k goal lead there. Kakao is strongly in the driver's seat still.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, Rift Trail picked up the feats of strength, also get locked in for Kakao Gaming right now. There's a TP in the bot side for the Oriana to try and match Crown. That side, Atakan has also spawned, so that should be in people's mind. Deadeyes with the flag and drag, but was already read by Kakao's members. And once you jump in, Kakao's not going to let you go out that easily. And this side, you can see Love 2 is just running for the hills, but it's a very scattered fight. A lot comes in. The Shockwave does connect on Harm Avenger, but it's not enough damage. Crown's getting focused by the pick. Crown ends up going down. But now, who is there to stop the rest of Kakao Gaming? Crown is out of the picture. 4 members out of the picture. Loki's trying to juke his way to get to safety, but it's an ace coming in for Kakao Gaming over here. They have lost 3 members. They pick up an ace and will definitely be picking up the Atakan for themselves as well.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to start by stealing some of the jungle of OG, but at this point, Kakao is just so far ahead that they don't even really care about what their comp does, right? So they just ran into OGs there. Like, oh, our comp is better when people run into us. Who cares? We run into them. We have a 5k, 6k goal lead. We win anyway, and that's exactly what they do. And as you said, it's going to be pretty much a free Atakan, no contest here. They win the team fight. They're going to get the Atakan. This lead is just completely spiraling out of control, and we are slowly moving towards the later stages of the mid game. Copy is going to go for a very casual 1v2, it seems, and Charm connects onto the Oriana. It seems that OG is going to be survived this little skirmish over here with no lives lost. They're going to be thanking their stars for that, but yeah, the goal lead at this point is just too much madness. We are approaching the late game, and as we approach the late game, the champions on the side of OG are going to start really falling off. The Ari, the Lucian, these champions do not really want to be playing like a 30, 35, 40 minute game at all, and they're already out of time.
They are out of time. In the mid-game stage, they weren't even strong enough to contest. Every single fight they're going for, Kakao is coming out on top. They think they have the advantage, but like you say, Kakao wants them to run into them. Kakao takes advantage of it. The last fight, they just dominated pretty much. They will be picking up the Chem. Drake puts them on Get Back Soul Point, but I don't think they're even going to wait for the Soul Drake. DC's on the top side. He's going to be doing his own casual 1v2. Crown has enough damage right now with the Trinity Force as well. Deadeyes is coming in, but it's very late into this fight. Dead Corporal is trying to survive. He's got so much time right now. He even gets almost the kill onto Hallucination. Just about survives that skirmish. But that was a 1v3, mind you. And already look at HP bars off Crown as well as Hallucination. That is not the kind of outcome that you are hoping for. Love to just defending this turret. Loki is not even strong enough to contest him, and look at just the items of the Zaya. She's one entire item ahead of the Lucian. The scaling Zaya compared to the not so scaling Lucian later on, and she's already an item ahead. This is pretty looking dire, and that's a Navori's as well, right? So you're just going to get those resets on your abilities as you keep on fighting in these fights. Top side, Helu has got his retreat. Finally feels like he's in a safe spot to go for pace, but oh, I think Oriana has a different idea about this. Helu might not be looking at his screen. The Q W plus the shockwave. W secures the kill onto Hallucination, who was slightly absent-minded, maybe back slightly behind more, or maybe just even walked to pace at that point. You've walked so far, but no, he ends up giving a kill to this Orianna. Look at the Xayah, 4-0 and 8. Copies died twice, but the Xayah has been left untouched pretty much in these fights. You can't focus it on to that much. Poppy is such a beast in these front lines, goes immune, does so much damage, and it's just looking like OGs have to start thinking about game 2 at this point.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the play for them. They need to figure out what to do next. This game does feel a bit over. There is a small chance they win, maybe like a really big throw, but it's kind of hard. Like the scaling is already. You're getting completely outscaled right now. You're just praying for a huge misplay by Kakao, and like as we can see, the members of OG are struggling to kill DC in a 1 versus 3. And what do you do at that point?
Exactly, what do you do? Here comes the Rift Herald. DC is going for his driving force over here. Crown's trying to root him up, but DC is so tanky. The R even gets popped. He's diving in so deep. Here comes the Rakan ultimate. The Dice with the flag drive trying to go for more. The culling comes in, but it's just tickling their position right now. Harambe doesn't have the damage he expects. He gets popped. A 3-man shockwave comes in for W, and that is pretty much GG. OGs are eliminated in this fight. A clean ace coming in for Kakao Gaming. The shockwave plus the engage from Dead Corporal is enough to say send OGs licking their wounds heading into game 2, and a pretty decisive game for Kakao in game 1 over here with this victory in this best of 5.
Yeah, we did see the slight spark of resistance from OG in the early game, especially in the place least expected, in the mid lane. Loki was able to stand up against the Orianna. He was able to get that Orianna down to like a 0-2 scoreline. It wasn't looking super amazing, honestly, at the beginning of the game, but like, which wasn't really able to translate that. So, what I would have liked to see was like, you have this Orianna that is ahead right now. Like, why don't you help her shove waves, roam to the side lanes? Like, the Orianna can't possibly follow. She's just too behind. Instead, they go for a very weird bait kind of play at top. Crown really trying to force onto Corpi there, completely backfires, ends up giving him a double kill in a 1v2. That's definitely something you don't want to do at all in a game this important, at least. But yeah, that ends up being kind of the trigger to completely flip the gold lead over. And on the bot side, we have the follow up to that. Rakan does die in the top lane to the dive attempt. It's like it's not an issue because the shutdown goes to the Braum. He respawns, and Harambe is just completely unaware of the fact that Rakan has respawned. He's going to be in that bot lane real soon, and he dies as well. And that was the beginning. That just completely flipped the game for OG.
It did flip the game for OG. Kobe getting the triple kill early on was also detrimental to them. They couldn't do much. Gwen's already so far ahead. Your Lucian, that was looking pretty nice at the 3-1, goes 3-3. Vortex doesn't die throughout the game. He's also looking short. Dead Corporal, this man has to be talked about because he's doing multiple 1v3s across this rift at multiple times, and he just buys so much time. He even almost gets kills both of the times that he was in these fights, and just by his liver, he doesn't actually manage to accomplish that. But just looking at the stats of this game, it was a 25-minute game, bit on the shorter side. OGs did have a good fighting chance early on with that 5 kills to 2 kills lead, but at the end of the day, it's Kakao Gaming with 27 kills to the 14 of OG, the 52k goal to the 44. 9 towers to 3, all 3 Drakes in their pocket. So is the Rift Herald, so is the Atakan. The only thing that OGs managed to pick up in terms of jungle objectives were the 3 grubs. And after that, their fighting was just not the way they're going. They did run into a draft that can just say, just run into me. There's no problem whatsoever. We'll just look after it. And that's exactly what happened. And OGs kept on falling for it a bit time and time after again. And when they realize their mistakes, they're just still already a bit too far behind to actually accomplish anything, right? Harambe in that last fight was just insignificant basically because his culling was not doing that much damage. He was quite a bit behind, and like you said, the mid game is where the early to mid game is where they needed to shine, and the early part did look okay, but the mid game absolutely did not.
Yeah, and Harambe really not having the best game. We saw him really step up in that series against Revenants, and that was part of the reason why they were able to pull away with the win, right? But this time he did find himself 3-1 in lane, but shortly after he was 3-3, he just ended up giving all of those kills away. Part of it was also like some of it was not his fault. Like the one time hallucination decided to hold on to his flash, ended up dying, and then Lucian finds himself in a really bad spot. But other times, for example, the Rakan dying, respawning, just walking bot, and him dying to the 1v2, that's really not what was needed in this guy, especially after what has happened in the top lane. You've already lost your gold lead. You need to like after one mistake happens, you kind of need to stop the other mistakes, right? But they just kind of lost momentum after that, and they were already behind. But after that, it's just mistake after mistake after mistake. Ari just dashes into a wall, fails, decides to go for the play anyway. It's like, I think what OG really needs to do is like, if a play isn't really working out, maybe you should just call it instead of like 3 people killed.
Yeah, I think like you're saying, the bleeding has to be stemmed at some point. You can't just keep on going back to back and keep on giving them that gold, right? The play goes back, you go a bit to the farming, don't take that many fights, get to a point where you're okay back a bit into the game. But that's the problem with their comp, right? They don't have the scaling actually to do that towards the ends. If they give up the lead and they start bleeding too much, it's just not something that they can actually bounce back into. The Gwen's going to scale so much, the Orianna plus the Xayah better than the Lucian in scaling. That is definitely something that is there. And yeah, we saw Kakao gave the Lucian on something that they did have a game plan, and the game plan worked out over here. Even though the Lucian did have a fair bit ahead earlier on, the 3-1 couldn't manifest it into anything later on. Like you're saying, with the flash being held near the turret was a bit of a mistake. Early parts of the fights, I think they could have taken a bit more advantage. Hallucination goes in early before he even hits the level 2 in the bot side, and they kind of slightly lose a bit of momentum there as well, given how they need to fight afterwards. But yeah, that I think a lot of the talk about is that copy getting those kills in the top side. But yeah, I think the man that has to be your MVP. I think we could even give it to Dead Corporal as well. But I think just because this man had a perfect game technically with 6 kills, 0 deaths, and 11-6, going to be Vortex RH, who was filling in for Sam, mind you, doing fantastically. 9.1 CS per minute, 726 damage per minute, goes deathless. Every time he's making it hard that you can target him, you have to go for the other members instead if you are on the side of Old Gods, and he did a phenomenal job. I think their draft was well rounded. They did kind of counter in the way that the side of Old Gods had to play. So I think Kakao did phenomenally with that. And this is the point where you've got some champions out of the way. You don't have to ban the Lucian anymore. The Xinjiao, J4's out of the picture. So already just how this game's played and how Fearless Draft is, it is looking like it's going to slightly even favor more on the side of Kakao.
Yeah, pretty solid start to them. This is what we expected going into the series. There was a bit of that hiccup in the early game, but Kakao in the end was able to bring it back. And I think this is what is really dividing Kakao and the like Revenants and OGs right now, is like just how good they are at snowballing off these mistakes.
Absolutely. And with that, guys, we're going to be taking a short break before we jump into game 2.
on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm finding my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition. I'm not a regular civilian. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, all grind. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut the knot. Really haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, just tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch, 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 can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm finding my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition. I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut the knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the buzz. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the letter I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit zero. I'm finding my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic duo. Win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
Yeah, my bad about that, guys. Welcome back to Lenovo Intel Presents India's Top Game featuring Mythpat. We are here on the casting desk, this time joined by a Nico, aka the gecko of our casting crew. And she's come back after a long time. And we do have a series. We do also have a substitution coming in for game 2. Loki was filling in the mid lane. We do have Kagura now popping up. So now, oh god, maybe 5 men strong. Maybe we can mount something. I don't know if you catch the first game, Nico. Any thoughts about it?
It was crazy. It was very chaotic. They were going in all in. I saw the whole game, and it was fun to see both the teams play, how they cope up with the mistakes and trying to punish the other team for it. I'm looking forward to see. I'm back in this scene after such a long time, so it's really fun to see how the players are playing, what strats they're using. So yeah, let's see what they have in store for this. And what's fun is this is best of 5, and already game 1 went to Kakao Gaming, and all gods still have a chance to make that comeback. If they win this, they're gonna go to game 3, and then let's see how it goes, how it plays out. So yeah, what do you think is gonna happen this game?
I think it's going to be slightly the same stuff that happened in game 1, basically much over here, because All Gods unfortunately couldn't do much, and Harambe's Lucian is also out of it, so is Deadeye's J4 and Xinjiao. Yet again, Kakao entered the draft of game 2 with the Ezreal ban. They don't want Harambe playing this champion over the Lucian, and it did pay dividends for them game 1. Time the Nocturne ban comes out from All Gods, there's no longer an Orianna Nocturne pickup because W picked up the champion in game 1. Mind you guys, this is a fearless draft in this best of 5. The champs in game 1 definitely not going to be seen here in game 2 as we continue with the draft.
Exactly, and I'm curious to see what type of champions they're gonna play this time in the bot lane. I main support, so it's really fun to see what type of support champions they're gonna pick to synchronize with their ADC and throughout the whole team. Last game, I saw Rakan and Braum. I think both of them played really good, and it was really interesting to see how they played, how they tried to save their teammates. I enjoyed seeing Orianna with her beautiful ults and that beautiful triple kill in the top lane by Gwen. That was crazy. That 1v2, it was crazy. I thought she was gonna die there, but my god, she made that comeback. So it's interesting to see what they might do this game. And we see that Kakao Gaming has banned Nami, Lissandra, and over here OG banned Yunara. Now that's something that's totally a new champion, and I was curious to see how they might play, but it's banned, unfortunately. What are your thoughts on Yunara?
I think it's pretty good in the right hands. It has very good late game scaling in as well, and it's a champion definitely Vortex has been getting his hands around, because he's pretty much been spamming this, especially in the custom games that we do play. You know, at the night times, he's definitely been playing quite a bit of Yunara, and he has been deadly in the champion. So it's very good point that you're going to be banning out the Yunara against him, and the Lissandra ban from Kakao makes complete sense given that Kagura is back on the playing board. The Volibear ban, a bit suspicious, because I think there's better other champions. They could go for an following suit from game 1. It's going to be yet again a blind mid pick. This time the Annie coming in for W. Like you're talking about, W did really well on the arena. Annie still can be flexed to support, but I don't think Love 2 is going to be picking that. I'm pretty sure this is still going into W's end, but other things have surprised me in the past. This can continue on the same path. Zuko's Jax, unfortunately, was quite a bit lacking topside. And like you're talking, Copy picks up the triple kill for himself, does phenomenally. The Jax, like, you know, Potato was saying, if he falls behind, just never seems to be a champion until he gets to late game stage, and even then your team is very bad in terms of scaling except for the Jax. But the Victor gets picked up as All Gods for the answer against the Annie, what they are assuming, like I am as well, that it's going in the mid lane in the hands of W. So Kagura is going to be starting off his journey in this upper bracket final with the Victor pick, and it looks like Harambe is going to be opting for the Severe as well.
It is interesting. They went for Elise, the Kakao went for Elise, and I am curious to see. They have a lot of stun on Kakao's side, but then they have Victor from OG to make sure that they can counter that. And I feel like Victor, the new rework on Victor. His ult is pretty strong. So I'm curious to see how it turns out, because last time we saw that OG was pretty aggressive early on in the game. They were pretty aggressive in the mid laners, but this time I don't know. I'm not really familiar with how the players actually play. You're more familiar with it, so it's really fun to see what they're coming up with, especially since you are more familiar with it. And in the bot lane, we see the both ADCs are not. They were hovering over Ashe. We see Kaisa for Kakao Gaming, and we are seeing OG hovering over Wukong, but finally locking in on that Trundle. Do you think this is gonna be a push lane game, or do you think Trundle's gonna go jungle, or is he gonna go top? What are you thinking?
I think it's probably going in Deadeye's hands, because we've seen Deadeye's play quite a bit. We haven't seen Crown on that side. Trundle is pretty still good in the meta. I really like also the Kaisa pickup from Kakao, because that denies it from future games from OGs, because Harambe, one of the three champions I talked about before drafts even had begun for today, is the Kaisa, the Ezreal, the Lucian. Lucian's out, Ezreal banned, Kaisa picked up. So now Kakao only has to focus on one ban going forward. And now you can see the Thresh, man, and that makes complete sense. This is a champion that Hallucination is known for. It's also a champion that can be a bit of a hit and miss. If you dodge the hook, you have so good free time in the lane, depending on how you're playing it. The Nautilus ban comes in from Old Gods as we continue on to see the Leona ban. So we're just getting a bunch of tank supports getting banned. Now it looks like we have a slight re-hope getting in for us over here as we head in more of this draft, but already the champs getting locked in make it very interesting. I think Deadeye seems that's one of the new champions that he's added to his pool essentially over here with that Trundle, and we have seen him get an MVP on the champion before, so we know he can do quite a bit. And Trundle has a very fast clear, but on the other hand, Dead Corporal has picked up one of his namesake, the Elise, basically over that side, and he's going to be looking for make the early game as chaotic as possible, even more compared to game one essentially over here, because that's what Elise will be going for. That early game prowess plus trying to snowball is what that Spider Queen is known for.
But then again, you need to think about they took Sivir, and I think Sivir is a really good pick against them because they have a lot of stuns, and I feel like Sivir's spell shield could outplay the stuns that they are probably going to hope for. But how many of the stuns are they going to block? Is Sivir going to block? That is also the thing. So I'm really curious to see what support they're gonna take, what other laners gonna take, and I feel like, as you mentioned, that Trundle is actually gonna be a really strong pick for OG game. I feel like they're locking in this game, trying not to make the same mistakes that they did last time, because I feel like this time they can push the side lanes with Trundle while the other fours are like trying to distract them, having a team fight somewhere else. So let's see how it plays out, what happens. And last game, we saw Kakao securing all the objectives, maybe except the Void Grabs. So I'm curious to see how they're going to play out this game. Maybe more focus on the jungle objectives and how it is going to phase out. And I think there was a technical glitch, but we are back, and they are, I think, doing the banning phase again. Yeah,
I think just someone had disconnected. We just rehosted the lobby. It's going to be the same picks and bans until that Leona ban that we saw, and the last ban for Kakao can be anything that they choose to. But you can already see a very good, like a lot of burst damage coming out from Kakao in the terms of the Annie, the Elise, as well as the Kaiser. Kaiser is going to have so much mobility going out behind those stuns, behind good Tibbers coming in for W. We haven't seen W, honestly, play that much Annie in our competition. Not something that he's that well known for. It could have been either an AK-45 or even Akshaj has been playing Annie sometimes in best of 5 series, maybe to be different results depending on how it goes. Harambe has picked up Sivir a couple of times in the last competition that Old Gods, then known as Syndicates, were participating in. But now with Hallucination, the bot side, a lot of engaged supports were getting banned out from what we can see. You can already see the 3 champs that get locked in, but that Victor has a lot of skill. Elise falls out later on, becomes just basically a cocoon machine at that point. and the Leona ban will come in. The Rel. Okay, maybe it was a mistake on what they wanted to ban, and maybe someone had DC'd in that regards. That's why we had the rehost, because Rel was not what they had banned that time. The Leona is what they were looking for. It looks like the Rel ban comes in for All Gods. Let's see if Kakao is going to ban yet again another support engage. No, it's going to be the Lulu instead for that Severe gets banned out of it. The Emilio's still open though.
Yeah, Emilio's still open, and they are all. OG is going to lock in on that Milio. I guess they're not still locking in, and it's annoying to play against Milio. And I feel like banning Lulu was actually a really good decision because her polymorph is something really annoying, especially like she can polymorph Trundle, and the whole team fight will change. And we see OG locking in on that Milio. Curious to see what Kakao Gaming will be locking in. We have Renekton in top lane and locking in on that Leona. They have a lot of stun, one after another. I feel like it's going to be CC after CC, but OG also has a really strong team to back them up. So it's gonna be fun.
Oh, it definitely will be. And Milio, like you said, is very annoying to play against. One of my most hated supports to play against pretty much in the bot side. But to answer Copy picking up the Renekton blind, it's going to be Zuko on the Cassandra. And Copy on Renekton is something that he loves being very aggressive, and that's exactly what you want to be with the Renekton. So look, he'll probably go the Ignite, but he's probably going to go TP here, so maybe less skill pressure, but he still will be looking to create a lot. And there's a lot of shields on that side, the Miller shields and a lot. So the empowered W's from Renekton, you cut through them as well. That you have to be mentioned. But yeah, that one last engage support that was left, which was the Leona, gets picked up by Kakao Gaming. So they have their engage ready for them. But the side of All Gods, engage is a very hard option because, like, what do you have to even start your engage over here? Maybe a Trundle pillar to block someone off, and you go from that side. A gravity well by the Victor, but that's not really hard engage.
Victor,
That's very
yeah.
dodgeable engage as well. Maybe even a Cassandra Q3, but yeah. From the side of Kakao, they look like a really, really well-rounded comp, and OGs are definitely lacking quite a bit of CC in their comp.
Definitely. But let's see. Let's hope they will be making that comeback this game because it is the best of 5. Even if they, let's hope not. Let's go for maybe best of 5, all 5 games. But even if they do miss out, it will be a big pressure for OG to make that comeback in the 3rd game so that they can proceed to the finals. Because whoever will be winning this round, this best of 5 will be proceeding to the grand finals, and it is going to be an interesting game. A lot of CC from Kakao Gaming, and then from the Old Dogs, I feel like they're more like all in, trying to see how it's going to play out. I feel like, as you mentioned, that Milio's shields, and then there's Victor with his stuns, Trundle with his pillars, and Cassandra. Everything's going to be an interesting synchronization between that team, and if they actually are able to do that, if they play it patiently this time instead of being impatient like last game, I feel like it might be very good for them and it might turn out very well for them. But then again, Kakao Gaming has really good stuff. They have a lot of CC, they have a lot of peel for their team, for Annie and ADC. They have the Leona, they have the Renekton. Elise can easily escape with her abilities. It's interesting to see the combinations of both the teams and how they will be playing out, what they're going to be building. Early game, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, because last game we saw how OG got that kill in the top lane in the first round. But this time, I don't think they're gonna fall for the same mistake. This time, I feel like Kakao Gaming is going to be more aware of it. What do you think?
I also think it's a bit of the comp difference between game 1 and game 2. Like, you had a Braum game 1, you can go for those kind of plays, but with the Milio start bot side, you don't have that much CC. You honestly can't even go for the G game plays. Kakao, on the other hand, can maybe try to go something like that if DC opts to go Cocoon first, but that does mess up quite a bit of his clear, depending on how he wants to go for it. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, Kakao Gaming have definitely won draft-wise, at least, because they look like a super solid team. They look like a team that can snowball really well around. That's a lot of CC. The Severe, like you said, only has 1 spell shield. how much she blocked. She might even bring the cleanse as well, but that's just two of them. Maybe even kills from the milieu, but there's still so much CC coming into this comp, and that's you can just block it maybe twice at that point. Even then, it's going to be a very hard time for Harambe to try to survive a lot of it, because he's going to be a lot of their damage also in these team fights before the victor can scale up. So that's something that he's going to be focused in a lot in team fights. But on the other hand, if you see Kakao's comp, they have so much burst in it. They can just catch off single targets, burst them before even fights begin, make it a 4v5 before objectives even spawn, and they can go for something like that. And game one was very messy early on as well. It was going here and there and everywhere until Kakao broke up a bit lead and then just kept on expanding that. So that's something OGs can't allow to happen essentially in this side. At least now with the Victor, you have some more scaling opportunities. So with the Severe as well, does scale, does okay-ish as well into that bot side. But at the end of the day, OGs with the back against the wall, this is, Kakao coming in with the momentum over here in this game. But now maybe because Kagura is back in the lineup for OGs. Now they're 5 men strong. Now they have their original mid laner. Maybe mid lane looks good, because Loki honestly did not do that bad a job in the mid lane last game. He did have quite a bit of help with Zuko roaming in, with Hallucination roaming as well. But later on, Loki didn't seem to be that much of a factor in defense. Had a very missed Spirit Rush over a wall where Ornia had flashed away from him. I think these kind of mistakes are what build up in pressure when you're playing an off role. And now maybe with Kagura coming back into the seats, we get to see maybe a different picture coming from Olgons.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I think there is a lot of pressure on the Emilio, because her shields are going to play a very crucial role in how their ADC and their mid laner are going to be able to do that enough damage or not. And it is interesting how they are going to play this, because as you mentioned, that now that they are 5 men more stronger, maybe their play style is going to be different compared to the last game. Maybe they'll be playing out more patiently and punishing the other team if they do any mistakes, because at the start of that last game we saw that OG was actually trying in the lead, but then they did fall off. As you mentioned, that their Ari fall off later in the game did not really did much of an impact and was making mistakes. Without further ado, we have the game that is starting, and it is crazy to see. Maybe no invade this time. Definitely no invade. They're playing it safe. They're warding Mio, warding bot lane.
Yeah, and look, their core even checks with the spider, catches out the trundle in that bush as well. So Deadeyes knows his position has been compromised, has to back away. But yeah, no early level shenanigans, at least this time coming into this. Guys, this is game 2 of the best of 5 series in the upper bracket finals between Kakao Gaming and Old God Esports. Kakao Gaming 1-0 up in the series as we continue on further this side. Rambus with a nice position in the bush, but Leona's protecting that side instead. Nothing on the source. Speaking a bit summoners, we have Vortex with a ghost in this matchup, and that's good to be running away from a Cassante, as well as Severe has the added movement speed later on. You can see Dead Corporals come with the Dark Harvest looking to stack up, and he's coming with the Phase Rush. No Electrocution procs earlier on against Kagura, who has the Airy at least for himself. Trundle's come up with the press the attack that you know. I really like that Love To's come in with the Unseen Spellbook, so we get to see maybe double smites later on. Hallucination's gone for the pretty short Guardian with the exhaust. Given that there's so much burst, that is definitely a very well played by Halu, taking that for himself. Harambe has his barrier, not the cleanse. I would have anticipated maybe a cleanse given the amount of CC, but look at the bot side. Love 2 goes in onto Hallucination, but it's not level 2. You don't have a stun. Not quite sure what you were expecting was going to happen. Instead, Vortex loses a lot of HP in that exchange.
Definitely, definitely. And we see Elise starting off in the blue side in their side. So maybe we are expecting a gank later on at the early games. And top lane, they're just farming for now or not. Poking one another. But mid lane, we've been seeing constantly poking one another going on. And Leona's already roaming and going towards mid. Do you think she's gonna go in?
I don't think this. I don't know, because the wave's even pushing
She's probably
away from
waiting
Kagura.
for the opportunity. Three
W
people.
goes
Oh,
in. Oh, they get the kill
she
like
did
everyone.
go
Nicely
in.
timed.
That
W
was
does.
a really, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good, nice, like 4 stacks with the Annie you go in, but it's also because Dead Corpus from that side, you can just lock it up with CC. You don't give Kagura even a chance to flash away because that's very hard to react to that Annie flashing forward over here. Leona actually does go in. I was honestly not anticipating you going that far. I was going to let maybe the wave push in, maybe Kagura comes even further. Maybe we don't have to burn the flashes the Annie, but they take their opportunity. They get that early kill, and more importantly, it goes in the hands of W. So now he's going to have even a better time against this Victor in the mid lane.
Definitely. Like Victor literally had nowhere to run and did not have any time to recall. But as we see, as I was saying, her spell shield is actually very important and very helpful for her to survive in the bot lane. Sivir is doing a great job, and over here we see Victor getting poked down, but still somehow not that behind from the CS. Whereas in the bot lane, we see OG Sivir is actually ahead from Kaisa.
It is. And Kagura was looking to go a bit aggressive. Dead Corpus come in, repels upwards. The cocoon does not connect. There is no kill opportunity, but look at this
Oh.
side. Deadeye is around the corner. Kagura has to flash away. TC may be in a bit of trouble, but W is there. But W doesn't have mana, essentially. Kagura is that side. Hallucination, flash
Oh.
forward, not enough to save his jungler. Junglers get traded. Dead Corpus picks up the kill, but Deadeye picks up the trade instead. Hallucination trying to go into W. W
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have mana, doesn't have HP, has to back away, doesn't even have TP to come back into lane. So Victor's going to maybe try to get a hard shove in over this side, given he has the blue buff as well with the ref. And then maybe causes, Annie to miss out on terms of XP. But no, keeps the wave at a very balanced rate. Instead, will be recording getting his own reset. In the meantime, topside, Zuko will be TPing back into the lane. Harambe very smartly has backed off from any exchange. Bot side Gus, his support had gone roaming.
We are seeing a lot of support roaming this game, and they as soon as both the laners are back in their bot lane, they're already poking one another down. It is crazy. But like in the meantime, Kaisa did catch up and is in like 10 CS lead. If you see that, and she's very low though. If they had a CC, if OG had a CC right here, right now, they would have actually gotten the kill on that Kaisa because both Kaisa and Leona were pretty low. If I said Milio all like delays her recall, and in the top lane we see that they're already fighting, stunning Cassante, but both stunning one another.
Yeah, they are fighting quite a bit. Bot side, yeah, the change is coming in. Wave gets pushed in the Kaiser because the recall was delayed. She chose to stay in lane instead to pick up the XP with the wave coming in. So she will have a very bad
Definitely,
timer in that
definitely.
sense. Severe will be walking
Mm-hmm.
back down. He even picked up a BF sword on this
Yes,
side. Kaiser,
sword.
what will he pick on his way back? Let's just see about that. Meantime, Kagura has 2 stacks in the Dark Seal. Oh my god, look at Kakao. Love to is waiting in the bush with that Corporal. They're looking to maybe go into Deadeye's VV steps out of bounds. That's exactly what might be happening. But Severe is close by in
Oh.
that picture. Here comes the pillar. It looks like the trappers have become trapped instead. Love to has been left to his own devices. Can he get out? Here comes the laser for Victor, doing quite a bit damage. Love to thinks maybe
Oh.
just go back in, try to run that way, but no, it's not enough. And more importantly, Harambe is the one who picks up the kill, so gets more gold in his pocket. And yeah, with the items that Kaisa has with the hard X, it's just not enough to match the BS or damage. You have the attack speed though, but the poke from Harambe is going to be quite some humongous. But Dead Corp in the block tied. Here comes the cocoon. It connects on Harambe. No time for the spell. She has to run away. The Q connects. The damage is coming in from Vortex. Harambe flashes, but he's flashing into more other members. Vortex even flashes this side of the wall. Hallucinations just left alone. The stun comes in from the Annie. W doesn't have mana. Can't be much more in this fight. But Vortex is just happy to maybe auto attack this Victor to death. But no, the gravity well prevents Vortex from falling through. A nice dodge of the Void Seekers from Kagura, misses out on a kill opportunity, but at the end of the day, it's 4 kills to 3 for Kakao with a slight 400 goal lead. They're looking for more. Look at Vortex coming this side. A nice gravity well placement by Kagura with the last of his mana to prevent his death.
That was like a really I honestly I'm at loss of word because that was really fun to watch. They were like, if they did actually get the kill in bot lane, if OG did get maybe one more pick, they would have been able to secure that drag. But maybe it was a very good decision for Victor to actually fall back, because not be greedy and try to get that kill on Annie might have actually costed him more of that lane. But in top lane, we see Renekton and Cassante. Can you walk me through Cassante more? Because that's like, I'm back in League after so long. I'm not really that much familiar with Cassante. How do you think it's going to play out with Cassante and Renekton? Because right now we're seeing Cassante is in a CS lead. He did recall. He's like going back to the lane. He's probably going near the Void Grabs because Elise is already onto it. They already secured one of the Void Grabs. They're going to secure another one. And I think they're just gonna give up on it, or not, maybe. I think since Trundle knows that Elise is doing the Void Crabs, he's gonna start the Dragon. So yeah, I want to know more about Cassante and the Renekton. What are they going to do? How is Cassante going to scale throughout this game?
He's gonna do okay. Renekton falls a bit behind later on, but that lane is just gonna be a killless lane. There's not gonna be that much pressure in terms of kills. They're just gonna try and get as much CS advantage taking this side. Look at this. Copy's just gonna go in. He doesn't mind these changes because his W with Fury does neutralize the shield from ground. So if the Fury is built up in the fights, it can be deadly. It depends if Cassante gets that, that knockback you just saw on those mini waves and then ults Copy into his own turret. It can also cause quite a bit of problems. Bot side, Vortex is left alone. The ultimate triggered on the bot side, but is it enough? No, that's not enough damage. You get quite a bit of chunk actually, and you can see the slingshots also picked up by Severe to match some of the attack speed picked up by Vortex earlier on. But it's not enough. You can't actually do much on this bot side. Here comes the Tivirs onto Kagura, but you don't have mana W to match it up. You just want to actually get this wave clear. That's essentially what he's doing with the big bad bear on this side. The Qs are always landing for him. The ricochets are there. You can't actually be very passive in this lane against a Milio Severe, because if Love2 goes in, Milio just kicks her back. He can't actually do much more in that exchange. And Copy, look at this. He's just going to just keep on zoning out Cassante as much as he can, because Cassante knows he can't win this fight. Copy's ahead in terms of items. He's making the Black Cleaver first as well, because you have a Trundle, you have a Cassante. Their tankiness is the... If Trundle does ult, he can only ult in Europe to get more, in terms of armor and magic resist from his ultimate, from his subjugation. But look at Elise coming around the corner. The flash for the stun connects onto Harambe. He doesn't have cleanse, mind you. The spell shield won't save you here. He ends up seeing the grayscale, the flash by hallucination, try to run away from the exchange. Dead Eyes is also running back from it, but no, that's the end of that skirmish. A kill has been picked up. It's 5 kills for Kakao Gaming. W stayed quite a bit in this mid lane, trying to pick up some even more wins. Doesn't have Lost Chapter. That's why you see him having so much mana problems. And look at this. Kagura's trying to abuse it as much. He's going to get this wave in, and he doesn't have a TP to come back into lane. He's going to lose a lot of XP plus a lot of gold.
Definitely. And as you mentioned, like even in the last fight and the fight before it, Sivir isn't going, like, how many stuns are you gonna block? One, but what are you gonna do with the second one? Because that's not enough, and that's what they're actually abusing. Even if it's like while during the laning phase, it is annoying to maybe like for Kakao, it is annoying how they are not being able to stun down Stevie at the start, and they're getting poked down with her auto attacks. It is super annoying, but maybe in the team fights, it's not, because she is actually getting taken down. She's getting targeted. Both the fights, she ended up dying. And yeah, it's like 2 kills for Kaisa, 2-0 right now, and Sivir is 1-2. And in the mid lane, we're already seeing they are trying to push a lot of roaming by both the supports, I must say.
I like that from Deadeyes. Dead Corporal. He was getting maybe pushed in. The Severe ult was there. He repels up, jumps to the Vision Orb instead, and gets out of that exchange. If the Vision Orb wasn't there, that might have just been a very dead Elise, because she didn't have flash as well. Vortex trying to push in this wave because he had seen Severe's that side, just wants to get this wave in as fast as possible. Is up in terms of CS, has the Kraken completed, but Severe has the Unitals for himself, looking to build up some critical shots. The Black Cleaver completed from the right, and the Storm Surge for the Elise. Unfortunately for the Trundle, no Trinity Force as of yet, as well as no Iceborne Gauntlet for the Cassante. Rod of Ages also not completed for the Victor. Malignance completed for W, who's just been trying to perma push in and trying to keep Kagura away. Copy is going to come in another exchange against Crown. Nothing's much going to come of it. Oh, W might actually go down. Both of them had flash. Copy's going to keep on exchanging. He has a slight fury build up as well if he wants to go in for right now. That's what he might be looking to. Instead, he gets the heal factor from the wave with that Q for himself. This is a bit of cat and mouse. There's just absolutely not going to be any time of kill potential unless someone else comes to help out in the wave. Copy loves flashing this emote. He's told me this time and time again. If you're playing against him, just disable the emote key against him because he's just going to keep on doing it just to annoy you. But talking about help, Dead Corporal is coming into this fight. Crown has run away. Does have to give you the flash with the W stun up onto it. The burst is enough, and the emote for Copy the Mastery Flex over there. Kagura, you are not looking at your screen to see the Annie walking up. Not quite sure about that. But yeah, over there on the top side with the help of BC. That's what I'm saying. Without the help of the junglers, you're not getting killed. But as soon as Dead Corporal makes his appearance, that's a dead Zuko in the top side.
Kakao actually playing. They are being confident. They are pushing it in. They don't care. And the CC is actually becoming a problem for OG because they in top lane they have CC, in mid lane they have CC, in bot lane they have CC, and they are actually OG is actually struggling with that. But over here, look at Kaisa making that escape from there.
He's making the escape, but is it enough? The rest of our team is dying. Love2 goes back in, but that's to his own death. He can't do much. Maybe trying to help his teammate out. The repel up, but here comes W from the side. Now it looks like OGs have to make their escape. The flash by Rambe, but look at this copy TP'd into the fight. The Tiberius does connect the spell shield. You just block the choppers coming in from Dead Corporal. That's a wipe coming in. 3-0 in favor of Kakao. They turned that fight completely on its head. Started with Vortex kind of getting caught out, uses the ultimate to get out through that pillar, and that was a nice escape. And then there was just pulled back into this. Copy is just going to be helping him take the first turret in the bot side. With that being claimed, plus they have the feats of warfare. The side of Kakao also now have the feats of strength plus 4k gold advantage.
Oh my god. This is again like the last game. Even they are willing to take that trade. They're willing to sacrifice one of their teammates, but they're like, nah, we're not letting you get away with it. We're gonna make you pay for it. And that is exactly what Kakao did. And over here we see that everybody's going to slowly roam around topside river, and already Leona's stunning and trying to fall back, flashing away from there because they are going to fight for the Rift Tunnel. They are not going to give any of the objectives to OG, and so far OG only secured one drag.
They do only secure one drag. And look at this. This might be even more fighting on this side near the Rift Herald. Copy's coming in from this side. A nice pullback in onto Crown. Zuko, there's somebody he does ultimate, but W's out of the fight. He didn't even pop Tibble. Actually, he had. But is it enough damage? It is actually, because OG's getting wiped yet again. Dead Corporal, you're on the wrong side. A nice timely repel. He does end up surviving. Even picks up a kill at the end of that exchange. An ace coming in for Kakao Gaming. It's a two-man casualty from their side, but they pick up those 5 kills. They'll pick up another tier 1 in the mid side. And Kakao Gaming, yet again, with complete reigns on this match in the driver's seat, foot to the metal, and they are driving it towards a game 3 with a 2-0 lead, because this is a huge goal gap. It's a 6k goal gap in 16 minutes already.
That I legit like the last fight gave me goosebumps. That was really well played by Kakao Gaming. I feel like Dead Corporal is doing a really good job with the stuns. They know who to target and who to focus in the team fight, and that is actually working out really good for them. But over here we see Leona maybe a bit too pushed up, but I don't know. How is this team fight going to fight out? They're like constantly fighting.
I don't think it will be that much here. They are. A nice solar eclipse comes in onto this fight. Zuko's getting punished quite a bit. A nice Leona Lance comes in, locks them up. Deadies, you're very low on HP over here. Make that 0 HP. So is Harambe Adventure. Hallucination, the sole survivor, alongside the victor who's getting chased by Annie. Almost has the 4th stack, but no, not just in time. Yet again, another slight wipe. 3-0 in favor of Kakao Gaming. And OGs can't be stepping up like this. W comes in with the Tiberius, with the stun, lands it in, but this is very overextended by Kakao Gaming. They're gonna lose quite a few members. Vortex almost goes down. Hallucination's trying to survive. It's a poor Emilio. Leave him alone, for Christ's sake. But no, they do chase him down. So You do
Once
pick up two
again
more
with the
kills. It's
emote.
technically a very, it's a once again with a very delayed ace, but this time they do also lose W. Had actually started that engage for them.
Yeah, and they ended up losing their tier 2 mid lane tower as well, and maybe they're gonna reset, go back, and try to claim that Rift Herald that they have been trying to do. But my god, what is going on? It's like Kakao is dominating this game. They are like ready to end this game right now if they could. They're trying to push in. They're punishing OG for any mistakes that they're doing. They're baiting them into forcing the fights and actually winning the fights. Like, look at Kaisa. She is 7-0, 700 gold bounty on her head, on Kaisa's head, 350 on Renekton. It's crazy to see, and they are going to secure the Rift Herald after maybe getting that tier 1 tower in the top lane.
Copy slices forward, but it might have bitten off more than you can chew. Deadice is coming in. Here comes the ultimate domination from Copy, but can Copy survive? Another nice slice and dice creates the distance. Deadice doesn't have enough damage, has to back away over this side. The pillar, a bit too much on cooldown, can't do much, but they might just pick up that objective bounty. They gave up the Rift Herald on the top side, so an objective bounty for Rift Herald, best you can do in this situation, I honestly, because in a 5v5 fight, they have seen time and time again, they are not winning out. It's only Kagura with a positive KD at this point. DC is looking to catch on to Crown. Here comes the W from Vortex. The Void Seekers, they're going to run into the Cassandra. The amount of burst damage is absurd. The Cassandra just got deleted in a matter of 3 seconds over there. And it's a good connection. The Void Seekers connect a nice ultimate from that side with the Killer Instinct. Love to might get caught out instead. Deadice is jumping away. Doesn't have subjugation. Has to back away because he doesn't have that armor pen that he needs against Love to, mind you, because they're mostly ADs on the side of OG. That's what Love to has built against. Might take damage against the Victor, but others will barely tickle him at this point.
Yeah, like they have item advantage, they have gold advantage, objective, everything. Everything is very advantageous for Kakao, and they will be securing this dragon as well. And Atakan is already up. Maybe OG might try to contest and try to secure the Atakan. We will probably be seeing that fight near Atakan, but from what it has been, they might actually not risk it too, because for now it feels really one-sided and Kakao securing all the objectives one by one. It is very one-sided at this point.
It is Rift Herald. The eye gets popped in the bot side. They're going to use it to drive it into the tier 2. There's a lot of pings from the Victor. Please help me. I am alone. Help me. But no, the tier 2 is going to go down. I don't think you can stop that at this point. The Rift Herald will finish that off. You can protect the tier 3 from going down, but it depends how the Rift's being driven. He's actually been driven mid-side. Look at where Dread Corporal's going. He definitely needs to wear on the tracks because this driving is incredible. He won't connect it though, will he? He actually gets the hit onto the tier 3 as well. Crazy driving coming in from Dead Corporal, and OGs can just watch. They can honestly do nothing in these team fights. It's a 10k gold advantage right now for Kakao Gaming, and OGs are left yet again scratching their heads, wondering where it all went wrong.
Yeah, like look at them. Kakao had like their mid laner, the bot lane. Everybody has like pretty much they are done with their second item, but OG is still struggling to complete their like Sevier is still not done with her second item, and Kakao is like trying their best to push in and end this game as soon as possible. And they're even willing to take the fight under tower if it is needed, because they just know they have enough burst damage, they have enough CC to pull it off and get away with it. And over here, we're trying to see if they can get away with getting Cassante, but I think Dead Corporal, that's it for Dead Corporal.
That was very badly timed. The Repel, he didn't know how many people there, but this team is there for the clean up. You might go Unstoppable Crown, but you're going to end up seeing the gray screen as well. Deadice is getting chased under his turn. There is no safe place. No matter how safe you play, you cannot survive as OG over here. Crown goes down for the kill on Dead Corporal. It's a good shutdown that was picked up by his team, but they're going to lose a tier 2 in the top side. Sevier might pick up her own tier 2 in the mid lane, but this allows tier 3 to get pressurized as well. And that's exactly what's on the books for Kakao Gaming. They're going to be taking this away. You can't connect much. The W connects from Vortex. He's going to take a couple of turret shots because of that. The pillar comes in. Copy is very low as well. But that's the Renekton. You're barely going to love in. Love to goes very deep and he's getting isolated from his team. I think Kakao Gaming are going to cut their losses short with the death of Love to over there for the tier 3. And Harambe is trying to run away. But that's a dead Corporal who's just going to 3-shot you. The Cocoon plus the Chomp with the pincers. That's enough to pick up the kill. 11-3-8 Elise. A severe case of Deadice? Deadice? No, Deadice. Deadice, you're dead. I don't know where you thought you were going. This is not from G's right now. This is the goal lead. You did narrow it from the 10k to the 8k, but your map is completely blown wide open right now.
That is insane. They I felt bad for the Seaver. Maybe she could have just that's just sad. I honestly have no words for her. She did take the tier 2 towers, but I don't think it was really worth it for them because they ended up losing the tier 3 towers, and then the mistake Trundle did, Deadeye did, was not really good because now they'll be able to maybe force a fight in mid lane, take that tower, and maybe an inhibitor as well.
Yeah, definitely on that sword and map broken wide open. The only jungle this OG approved. Instead of 3 grubs, they got at least 1 Drake this time for themselves. But other than that, every single jungle objective has gone to Kakao Gaming. They're not even going to let Deadice farm. Deadice can't even walk into his own jungle at this point. He's getting deprived of so much CS. Look at him. He's so far behind Dead Corporal, who has just made this jungle his own. The entire map is Dead Corporals. You have to be always aware of the Spider Queen hiding in a bush. And Zuko has faced this time and time again. And look at this. We might just be seeing the same thing happen here. The Cocoon does connect. Zuko gets locked up. Zuko gets bursted. Kahura comes in with the gravity shield, but the repel allows the to come forward. The flash forward by DC plus the Q from Copy is enough to secure the kill, plus the inhibitor. Copy's going very deep. I'm not quite sure about it. The Stereo gets popped as well, and he might even get chased by the other members. DC goes in deep. I'm not sure why you want to give DC actually not a bad. No, it's a shutdown no matter which way you look at it. Maybe Copy had a bigger shutdown, that's why Decorp also sacrificed, but all in all, it was technically still a 1-for-1, and it's technically OGs for the better of it because they got a shutdown goal.
Definitely. But like, you see how the Kakao was trying to force the mid. Like they were trying when they saw that everybody was slowly trying to go near the drag. They tried to force the fight in the top lane, try to take that inhibitor. But over here right now, we see that they know that people are near the dragon. They started the Baron as soon as they can, but Kakao caught on to it and they are already there denying them of the Baron, forcing them to push back. And Annie with the beautiful stun, locking down, killing Milio. Oh man.
That was such a good flank coming from Annie. Nice TBS, but Copy's not done. He wants more. He gets a double kill onto Zuko this time. And the rest of OGs are trying to run away. They don't even have Sever's ultimate. Should be coming out very shortly. Maybe to just run from this fight. Vortex is still chasing. Does have the W up. Does have the ultimate. Doesn't want to W into that many members, but he still will go in. Gets the kill onto Kakao, but maybe gives up his life. No, the shield comes in. The locket comes in, but it's not enough. There's a shutdown picked up by Severe, but it's still a double kill for Vortex. Made a ballsy play, made the most of it. An ace for the side of Kakao as they march into the base of OG. So ward has even placed over here because they want to pick up 2 turrets. Maybe don't think they can go for the finish. Milio has spawned. Zuko is shortly there to follow suit as well. But Milio gets locked in as soon as he spawns, sent right back to the base. The ace just elongates for Kakao Gaming. They pick up 1 Nexus turret, but I think that's all she wrote for this. They're going to walk away, maybe pick up a tier 3 actually off the back of it. Look for an inhibitor, not quite sure. No, only Zuko's up. They can maybe still go for it. Zuko does push Dead Corporal backwards, but Copy is here for backhand. That's a big, mean crocodile. Zuko, you're ulting to your death. This is just one casual mistake after another for OGs, and that 10k goal lead has been restored for Kakao Gaming.
Oh man, that is just unfortunate for OG. I feel like the pressure is actually getting to them, and they are like that just felt like a bit of staggering, like one after another. They're fighting one by one instead of waiting for the whole team to come. But then again, if they ended up losing 2 inhibitors. It is gonna be. I don't see OG coming back from this, honestly, because Kakao secured that Baron, and I think they also secured the dragon while they were fighting in the top lane. If they get another dragon, if the game actually drags on till then, it's gonna be soul point for them. So unless they make some sort of huge, significant mistake, it is impossible for OG to make that comeback right now.
I don't think they're even gonna wait for Soul Drake at this point. They're just gonna march it in with this Baron buff they have. You can already see Copy's doing his work, getting that bot wave pushed in. That's where most members also accumulate if they want to catch anybody out. Might be targeting the Solo Rector on the side. You can see Crown is trying to get the wave top side. Doesn't have TP in case a fight does break up. It's close to their base. There's a lot of wardage coming in from OGs. They will be spotting out, but here comes a pink ward. You cleared up. The cocoon does miss from Dead Corporal, but Love 2 will be clearing out as much as he can. They even want to walk out from OGs to clear this ward on this side. That goes down. Copy yet again flexing the 10 mastery on this Renekton. Something he has been doing time and time again. But tier 3, the final tier 3 of OGs fall down in the bot side. The inhib falls down as well. They just have the soul Nexus turret left. W is trying to build up stacks for the ultimate. Copy flash W in. Vortex comes in for this fight as well. It's just chaos in this fight. Crown's trying to do as much as he can. Copy actually ends up falling down. There's so much burst damage. Copy ends up going down. So does W, but OG is wiped. A quadra kill coming in for the Elise, and when I saw the Elise from Dead Corporal, I was already hyped. He did not disappoint. I don't know what Love 2 was doing there. He just randomly walked into the base for LOL at that point. But yeah, that's Kakao Gaming taking the second game in a row in this best of 5 against Old Gods Esports.
That was crazy. That was crazy. That was fun. And as from like the start of this game till the end, we were saying how it is going to be a really huge problem for OG to keep up with the stun, because they are not being able to do anything. It's one CC after another, one CC after another. What I was hoping for OG to do was maybe I was hoping their Trundle to maybe split push, but Kakao just did not give them that opportunity to do that. That is just unfortunate for OG, and Kakao securing that second game. They need one more win to get to the grand finals, but there's still hope for OG game, but like it's a lot of pressure on them. It's a very big pressure on them, and I feel like the lack of CC on their team, the lack of burst damage on their team, actually caused them this game. It felt like they were not really well prepared. They looked like they were very nervous. They were falling apart. They got a bit tilted. That's what it felt like at this point of the game, at the end of the game.
And yeah, that's exactly what happened. It was kind of like a lot of tilt plays, like you're saying. They're just diving into parts that they don't want to. It doesn't look that good. And yeah, they just did not do that good at the end of the day. Unfortunately, Old Gods could not do much. And this Elise was just a menace across them. A Copy goes Deathless Vortex. Very nice killer instincts going into fight. W finds nice flanks, especially that fight near the Baron over there. Gets a huge Tibbers in this fight. Love to just doing Love to things that heavy engage. That's the reason they took in this Leona at that point. Melio couldn't be that much of an advantage. The Severe was never a death threat, and it was just all in all a blowout gain from the side of Kakao. They were just looking magnificent between themselves, and I think this is the momentum. If they keep on reminding this momentum, the next game might just be the last one if Old Gods don't have an answer, because now Deadice has the Trundle out of his pool, the Zinja out of his pool, the J4 out of his pool. He does still have Nefri, still has a couple of options. Trundle was a bit of a new addition, but take us to the scoreboard over here, Nico.
Oh my god. So definitely the huge goal lead from Kakao. They have 62k gold, whereas OG has 51. And as for the kills, they have more than double. 36 kills by Kakao and 15 from OG. Objectives, they got 3 drags and only 1 dragon secured by OG, whereas for the towers, we see Kakao securing 10 towers, but OG was able to do only 3. Later in the game, they also secured almost all the objectives, I must say. Even the Atakan, the Void, all 3 Void Grabs, and the Rift Herald. It was fun. It was them fighting in the riverside throughout the whole time and securing in. And we have the MVP of this game, Dead Corporal, with his Elise. We see 18 kills, 4 deaths, and 10 assists. And look at that damage: 1.3k damage, 6.7 CS per minute, and that is he played a very crucial. He landed all his stunts. He knew when to exit. He knew who to target, who to focus on in the game. Even if it meant his death, his team knew to carry on, make that comeback that they needed. What are your thoughts, bro? I am this game was so exciting for me. I enjoyed it so much.
Absolutely. I think DC did a fantastic job. Even broke the deadlock in the top side between, the Renekton and the Cassante. The first kill of the game in the mid lane between catching out Kagura that way with the help of Leona. I think DC did phenomenal. The burst damage, you saw him just melt through that Sivir to the later points, and that's exactly what he needs to be doing. Even he knows his team will take the Drake this side. He focused up top side with the help of Copy, and Copy also did phenomenal. I think everybody in the side of Kakao Gaming played a phenomenal game, and they were just showing you what it needs to be a top tier team, because everybody showed up when they needed it. Even the substitute Vortex was doing phenomenally on the Kai'Sa. But guys, that has been game 2. We will be going into game 3, but before that, a very short break.
walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch, 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 can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. Stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Stand at attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. You're not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 I'm going in. Flip the lead and I stick it. I came from the bottom to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Stand at attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. Wanna see my ambition. I'm not a regular civilian. Give it all they got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. 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 Did it, I did it, I did it. I'm going in. Got me like, woo! Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. Gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lenovo and Intel presents India's Top Gamer. This is the upper bracket finals between Kakao Gaming and Old Gods, and Kakao Gaming is right now sitting at a win of 2-0.
Yeah, one more game and they are in the grand finals. Oh, what? The last two games were intense. Kakao Gaming completely dominating game 2. That was really fun. I think you watched it. It was crazy to see how it turned out. Guys, this is a double elimination stage. This is the upper brackets finals, and Kakao Gaming is in the lead 2-0 right now. They are one game away from securing their place in grand finals. Now, for Old Gods, if they need to keep their morals up and not give up yet. Let's see and find out this round 3 to see if their morals are up yet or not. Because if they end up winning this, we will be going to game 4. If not, Kakao Gaming will be going to the grand finals. What are your thoughts from the last game, Mythpat?
Yeah, just really dominant performances by Kakao Gaming back to back, and that's the reason I kind of went for the 3-0 prediction. But it looks like we are going to be jumping into Champ Select immediately. Kakao Gaming has gone for the red side, and I think Olgos has picked blue side here. So Kakao Gaming is going to go for the same old Ezreal ban. We see the Yunara ban come in again, so already two ADC bans.
Definitely. Maybe do you think we're going to see the same bans all over again? Because last time they did ban Nocturne, they ended up banning Rel, they ended up banning Thresh, then there was the Lulu ban as well. What do you think they're gonna do? Are they going to ban Volibear as well? Or are they gonna end up securing those? Because we see a Wukong ban from old gods.
I think for Kakao Gaming, obviously, you don't need to fix what's definitely not broken at all. So I think they're going to stick with the same bans. I think Harambe is really running out of champions at this point. His Israel has been banned away. The Lucian is gone. Sivir is gone. Kaisa is gone, and like he is just he's running out of champions to play, and plus they have the Yunara ban on top of that. So the Yunara ban implies that I think Harambe doesn't play the champion himself. We know that Vortex loves playing Yunara, so that's probably explains the Yunara ban. They're going to top it off with the Azir ban. This is a champion that Kakao Gaming really loves to play. Probably the only team in our region right now who likes to play Azir as much as them. And we do see the Nocturne ban coming in this time, so no Nocturne shenanigans for anyone.
Definitely. And we see the instant Volibear lock in from OG, not giving Kakao Gaming the opportunity to ban it because, like, even from the last game's banning phase, Kakao Gaming is doing the same bans like Nocturne, Nami, Israel. These are like staples, but they are locking in on Vayne and Lulu. Man, Lulu is like one of my favorite champions. It's my main. So I am so excited to see how this will play out. But it's crazy because if their Vayne ends up scaling, it's gonna be hard for OG to make that comeback if they keep on making the same mistakes. But OG not risking it, locking in on that role, making sure that they have enough CC this time because last game they were completely dominated by Kakao Gaming. They had insane amount of CC, and now we see OG hovering over Hui, not locking in yet. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the Hui is obviously something that I think in game one was banned away, but now they have Kagura playing again, and Kagura is pretty comfortable on that Hui. Plays a very mean Hui, to be honest, and they're going to be more than happy to secure that for themselves. The Vayne Lulu instalog is super interesting to me. Vayne is not something that you usually just blind. Never mind just first pick, so they've decided to go for that. We do have like very bruisery slow champions in the form of the Volibear, the Rel, but they do also have the Hui, so I think the Vayne is a bit of a risky pick. We also see so honestly, I think Kakao Gaming is just riding on the momentum of game 1 and game 2. They're feeling super confident. They feel that they can take these more risky picks and still be able to like snowball really hard. And honestly, after watching game 1 and game 2, they probably will.
Probably will because they have been dominating the first two games, and like even in this game, I think compared to last game, OG's team has like a more balanced draft. But like both the teams this round has like a really good draft. But we see Kakao Gaming targeting on those ADCs, banning Caitlyn. Caitlyn is like pretty annoying to lane against right now, and they are going for Mbessa. From OG, we see that Greg is banned, so they go for Diana now. So no Diana gameplay for Kakao.
Yeah, I guess they're just ban away chaps they don't want to deal with at this point. So some of these are obviously the Caitlyn ban is quite interesting to me because we already see the Rel, and like I don't know about anyone else, but Caitlyn Rel is definitely not one of my favorite lanes to play. Champions don't really have much synergy to pick in. So interesting Caitlyn ban. It looks like Harambe might be going for it. So this is, I think, one of the champions that Harambe like initially played a lot, but you haven't seen it as much. I suppose he's going to be fairly comfortable on that, but pretty interesting. Like very CC heavy bot lane coming in with the Jhin and the Rel. So I think overall, Old Goals right now is just trying to go for like comfort picks. I mean, the comp
Game
works.
4.
You just have it's just a very straightforward go front to back comp. I think it looks like they're going to top that
Yeah.
off with the Auroras. This is interesting. So this is probably going to be an Aurora top, and it's going to be a well, not a blind Aurora. I think they expect the Yone to go top, but this Yone could very easily be a flex. So it is a bit of a blind Aurora top, but yeah, but Zuko's pretty comfortable playing the champion, and oh my god, it's Yasuo Yone.
Brothers.
The
in
wind grows.
flame. Oh man, it is going to be an interesting lane, yeah.
This is completely
So,
doomed
like-
now. Even if Old Gods win and make the Yasuo and Yone go 0-10, they just hit their power spike. It's boom, it's over. This is draft
Oh
cap.
man.
Oh, but
Definitely.
all jokes about,
But,
I
like,
think,
throughout the
yeah.
I've been seeing old OGs on like champions that are a bit tanky that can sustain throughout the team fights. But compared to that, Kakao Gaming is more like focused on champions that can do burst damage, that can easily do lockdown on the champion, and then I am curious to see how the team fights are going to turn out, because last game I already got goosebumps. Their Elise played amazing, locking, landing all the stuns, knowing when to initiate the fight, one, not two. This time, we have Yasuo and we have Yone and Lulu as well. If Lulu is able to actually support as much as it needs, this is going to be like an annoying game for OGs. But likewise for Kakao Gaming, they are not gonna make the same mistake that they did last game, because last game OG did lack a lot of CC. They did not have enough, and they were completely getting dominated by Kakao Gaming. But this time they have that. They have Bolivar, they have Hue, they have Rel, they have Jhin. So this time they're not making the same mistake. They have a lot of CC. They can maybe push in this game, maybe push their morals and go for that game 4, because guys, this is best of 5, and we already know that Kakao Gaming is 2 games ahead. If they win this, they will be securing their spot in the grand finals. What do you think is to happen throughout the game? Do you think we're gonna see an early invade?
Early invade with this comp, I don't think so. I think OG might look for an invade. Kakao, honestly, this comp is, I feel like this comp is just basically screaming, "We are better than you. We are going to kill you." I think that's pretty much the idea behind the comp. On the one hand, we have OGs with their Rel ultimates, the Rel CC, Hue AoE CC. We have a Volibear jumping in. You have the Aurora Ring and all of that with Jhin and his roots, and just like literally every single member on that team is is packing CC to the brim. On the other hand, we have Kakao Gaming, where their CC highlights involve Lulu Polymorph, Yasuo 3rd Q, and Yone Ultimate and 3rd Q. So just like one of the most CC comps of all time, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, I am like, it's bot lane is gonna be like main support, so it will be interesting to see how it's going to, like, anytime the Rel jumps in, we have the Lulu Polymorph to instantly do that, and then we have also Vayne trying to push back her. So like, nah, we're gonna deny you. We're not gonna let you initiate that fight. But it's also the thing about Jhin following up with Rel, because even if they do push back Rel, if Jhin can land the stun, and if the jungler actually decides to gank, it's gonna be like a crazy fight, and I'm already excited to see how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like the idea behind the bot lane draft. Like you see the Vayne Lulu. why are you drafting Rel Jhin into that? Rel struggles so much with like trying to close gaps, and you have just Wayne who can just plonk her away, and yeah, that's fun.
Like,
That's
then
super
again,
fun.
like,
I'm a Rel. I want to go for
um,
an engage, and Wayne is like, nope.
but like then again, if like think of the team fights, but compared to both the teams, I feel like Kakao Gaming is a bit more like less tankier compared to OG. So maybe during the fights, it will OG Gaming might be able to sustain a lot. Then there is the factors of objectives, the drags, which might do it as well. If Kakao are able to build up that damage, it would be really scary for OG Gaming to actually come back from the whole series, and they should be careful. OG Gaming cannot make the same mistakes that they did last throughout those games. They cannot be caught off guard by Kakao Gaming. They cannot be greedy and impatient. And without further, the game is already starting, and we see both the teams running, and already the red team is pinging God aside, and we see Volibear and everyone else is running, maybe an invade.
Yeah, I think they're
They
just
are
trying
already
to.
there.
I mean, it worked game one. It worked as so. I don't know. Maybe they just look like they don't have a particularly insane level one, but I think there's a bit of a
Trying to
wish,
catch off guard,
and
yeah.
it looks like they are going to find the fight they're looking for. The Thunder Strike does land on the Vayne and the Yone and now the Vayne. So a bit of poke damage from the Volibear. We all love the Volibear poke, but it seems like nobody's really going to die. There's going to be a ward going to be placed in Kakao Gaming's blue side, so they're going to know where Vortex is exactly, and Kakao Gaming is probably going to match that with the ward on Raptor. So both teams should be fairly aware of how the enemy jungler is pathing this game. So hopefully no
Oh,
surprise events. But oh, oh, this is a bit of
look at
a
Nidalee. She's shing with their red, with the blue team's red. There is, I think, fully aware of it, and he immediately went to his blue. And in the bot lane, we see nothing yet so far, farming both peacefully. But in mid lane, they're already poking one another. And Oliver, aware that his red side jungle actually being cleared, he is also invading their jungle, clearing their side. And in bot lane, Vayne and Lulu is actually being pushed back. And I feel like Lulu and Vayne is something you need to wait for level 3 to actually start poking them. But yeah, so pushing Aurora back and poking him is half his damage, half his health.
yeah. This is kind of what pretty much all over the place. Hui does outrange Yone in the early game. He's going to have a pretty easy time kind of just bullying him in the early stages of the game. I don't know if W is running second win. He does have the Doran shield, so he's sitting pretty tight. He's having a great time there. He's up one CS. He does have another health pot to go. On the other hand, on the top side, it seems like Copy is going to be bullying Zuko quite a fair bit. He's taken almost no damage, and Zuko has taken almost all of the damage. He does have two health
Oh.
pots. He does have to be careful. Volibear is going to go for the gank. Knockup connects. Slow is also going to connect. Nidalee is here for the counter guard. Spear connects. Nidalee dashes in. Do they have the damage to find a kill here? The Yasuo is closing in. One dash connects. Does he have another dash? Aurora is going to be able to just bounce out and pretty back and forth fight, but it seems like nobody is going to die just yet. But it seems like the Nidalee is going to take this opportunity to kind of walk into Volibear's top side, and if they give this up, Volibear is going to be kind of in a spot because he's already lost his bot side, and if he loses his top side, it's kind of GG's for him. But it looks like it's not going to be too bad because Nidalee, I don't know if he took the Gromp or not. Looking at the CS numbers, I don't think he did. He is going to
I
get
don't
his hands
think
on the
so.
Skull Capture. So very aggressive starts by both junglers, honestly.
Yeah, but like we see like Vayne is like 10 ahead already, and we see Nidalee already in mid, and the OGs already. The flash from Nidalee
And looks like
already
a fight
rotating
is
the
breaking out in the
support.
middle lane. Nidali has to
Yeah.
flash out. Spear connects onto Deadeyes. He is going to try to chase for the kill. Rel stun connects. He is going to launch him back. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Hui does drop low. Hallucination is in a bad spot, stuck inside the pit. Vayne stun is going to fail. He will flash over the wall. So bit of a flop there. Lots of flashes blown, but nobody actually ends up dying.
I feel like OG Gaming is actually playing it a bit safe this game. They are not risking it. They are not like hoping to be greedy and taking that fight. They are playing it very patiently so far. And like even if Volibear did lose his red side, I think he did cover up his red side. But like compared to CS, Nidalee is like still ahead in 20 like ahead, and then Darine and Jin is like almost ahead. But mid laner, they're well, and in top lane, I feel like copy, as you mentioned, Bowling Crown. Here we see Rill roaming around now, walking back to his lane, I think. But Nidalee bot lane, maybe hoping to peek, zoning that Jin under his own tower. Jin playing it safe because his spot with him is actually a very good move. And over here we see Vol invading inside Kakao's red side jungle.
Honestly, it just kind of feels like OG doesn't know what to do right now. The Rel randomly goes mid for no reason. Jin has to walk back and just loses a bunch of farm. Wayne is chilling on the tower. We already see the pretty decent CS lead there, up 10 CS, 42 to 33, and like that Wayne is going to scale pretty well. On the other hand, the Volibear is also behind because we saw Nidalee like applying a lot of pressure. Volibear struggling to even get his own jungler. He didn't manage to get the Raptors. I think the CS league is going to grow a bit more, manifest a bit more once Nidalee is done clearing. But as I say that, there's going to be the bot lane, as every single CC that can connect onto the Vayne is going to connect onto the Vayne. He does lose 60% of his HP, but doesn't really die. So the bot lane here really lacking the damage to have sufficient, I would say. But looks like this fight is going to continue, and this fight might be troublesome. The Nidalee is making her way. What? Stun is going to connect onto the Vayne. Shield is on top of him. Silver Bolts is on 2 stacks. He gets the 3rd stack, but the damage is not enough. But that means the Rel is dropping low. Is on top side, and I think Kakao Gaming can easily secure this dragon now.
Definitely secure. And I feel like their Volibear is a bit tilted because he ended up losing his own red in his own side. But like again, Rel getting a wise.
It looks like the action never stops, Rico. Now, in fact, they decide to go for the invade onto the red buff. So I think Kakao Gaming wants to just take this Volibear to the game. He is going to get Polymorph. Shield is going to block most of the red. 2-man Yone ult connects. That's blood to the Nidalee. Deadeyes is in trouble. He's going to go down as well. His Harambe Avenger is eating autos from the Nidalee. He is under, but look at YYZZ. He's coming in for the counter attack. His ult is going to connect. He's going to try to use the blast cone to escape, and he does so successfully. And like, but trouble is here again. Vortex is looking for the flank onto him. He is in a 1v1 situation. The Hui, Lulu is moving up to back him up. Damage is to find its way onto his health bar. Volibear is back after respawning. Lightning bolt.
You gotta go back.
And finally gets taken down. But look who's here, Dead Corporal with his ultimate. He's going to try and find a kill here. Realizes there's nothing to be found, and he walks back. And they do manage to get feats out there, so I guess it's a win.
It's definitely Kakao securing that fleet of warfare. Oh man, Nidalee was just being greedy at that point. Honestly, I feel like she went back, but like, now I feel like they probably wanted to. Vayne is going to her lane, whereas Rel is still in mid, still trying to roam around. I feel like she's really like behind on her XP compared to Kakao. They already have level 6 and they are trying to force a fight in mid lane.
Yeah, a fight is going to break out. W is going to, he has the pop back. Vortex RS is going to finish Hallucination with the execute. Blastcone again saving the way. The chase is going to continue. Does the spear connect? No, it does not. Cobb has his knockup available. Fear is going to land onto him. That could sway the space to back off. And yet again, we see Kakao Gaming just pushing in, but the action isn't over yet. W uses his ghost to just dodge the volley bear ultimate. Lightning from Hue is going to miss. He to kite. Ult is up, and that's a kill for kill onto Dead Eyes for W. And Kakao Gaming.
Oh my god, the fight is still going on in mid.
Nidali and Yone both dropping low. Knocked up is going. Tower is going to kill Yone, but not before he manages to kill the Hui himself. Hallucination does fight himself here in a 1 versus 2. And what what a clown fiesta, but it's not over.
Oh
DC is
no!
going on to the kill, or going for the kill onto Harape. It looks like he's going to just barely survive. Another shot would have done him if he was also out of mana. So 10 out of 10 for knowing the
Yeah.
limits of your champion, I suppose.
Kakao
And-
just like I don't care about the turret. You're
And
going
oh
down,
my
but over
god,
here.
WTP is back into 3 people. He does have Q3 manages to get out. I don't know what is going on this game.
Oh man, they're still. I feel like this fight is going on for such a long time. They are fighting for their void grabs, and Kakao Gaming already secured 2 void grabs, and Yone being aggressive, trying to push in on that way, making
Might
him
be a solo
almost
kill.
and gets him. Damn. Okay. I feel like Kakao Gaming is just like this is our game. Third game is also going to be ours. They are not respecting. They are just like, we don't care if the tower is there. We are killing you and getting away with it. We don't care. And now Yone gets a lot of platings from the mid, and look at the bounty. The lane is 2-0. Yone has a bounty on his head, so does Yasuo. Look at the CS lead. Magnificent, significant CS lead Yone compared to Hue. It is going to be hard for OG Gaming, and I feel like their morals are so down. Maybe they need to step up their gaming if they really want to win this and go to game 4.
It might be a bit too late for that. We are all 12 minutes into the game, and another fight. So for the Dragon, Lulu is forced to pop her ult and flash over the wall. Stun is going to connect onto DC, but it looks like they're going to look for the disengage here. Nidali is pathing forward. Shield is on him. Deadeyes is trying to look for a target here. Hallucination is getting focused down by the wind. Dead Corporal is untouched as he continues to chase down the Jin. Spear is going to land. It's a double kill for Dead Corporal as Dead Eyes is going to run away with his tail tucked between his leg. Kakao Gaming is coming out
There.
swinging in this game 3, and every single blow is landing. And it looks like this is going to be part 3 of Let's Just Go on the Yone, but Yone ults away. And meanwhile, we have Vortex chasing down Dead Eyes. What's funny is this dragon has still not been taken.
I feel bad for
And we-
Volley there, man. He's just getting bullied in his red. He's not being able to secure any of his red buffs so far that I've seen. And the fight is still going on. Jin pops his ult, and
It
almost
looks like Jen is going to
maybe
pop his Love
getting
to is
Lulu,
in
but
trouble. 4th shot connects onto Vortex. Crown is going to finish it all. Love to finally rise, and Deadeyes finally gets his red buff. W is in a bit of a spot here. He's trying to look for the trade kill onto the Hue. Might not be able to do it as the shutdown goes over to the Rel. What? Hello?
oh. But this is
That's
a
not good.
dragon secure for them. They will be able to secure the dragon unless
Is it?
Vayne.
Is it?
Well,
It looks like
unless
Kakao
Vayne and
Gaming is
Yasuo
looking
just-
for Root. Root is going to connect onto the win. He drops to 10% HP. The ult is going to finish him off from the volley bear. Copy looks for the knockup.
Oh.
He's in a 1 versus 5 situation. That's another shutdown. Kakao Gaming is just YOLOing at this point.
Yeah, I feel like they're like, oh, we won 2 games. So what's gonna happen?
The
They're playing
action
it
never ends.
aggressively.
Nidali is going to look for the
Yeah.
kill onto Crown. Vortex is chasing it down. The burn ticking, the dash, and the slash is going to finish him off as it's going to be another kill for Vortex,
But-
and we are looking at a 4K goal lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely 4K goal lead, but even if it is a lead, I feel like OG was able to secure, like, maybe mend some of the damage. But I feel like Nidalee's being a bit too greedy this time, again, trying to go for the red, but safely going back this time around. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that they were not able to secure the drag this round. But look at the turrets. Their mid lane turrets is like almost down. Their top lane turn is gone. I did not even notice that. Oh my god! And the items on the both the teams, we already see like they're almost done with their first item. They are done with their first item, and but it is a significant CS lead, and they are taking the tier one mid tower, and they are probably going to force a fight in mid lane again.
Yeah, this game, like it seems like Kakao's game is completely controlling the pace of and the comp is like I said, it's just I'm better than you, and
Oh,
that's what W is out to prove. And he just very clean kill onto the Hue under his tower, just absolutely destroys him.
yeah.
He finds himself 1-4. Meanwhile, there's a fight in the top lane. Copy has the Lulu ult on him. He's slowing everyone down. Deadeyes is to go down. Jin ult is
Oh,
activated. Dead Couple flashes and chases onto him. Is he going to have the damage to finish him off? Dodges the root. Hallucination is in trouble. Has to dash back. The trap is going to slow down Dead Corporal, but look, it's Copy coming in from the other
man.
side. It's a pincer movement. Aurora jumps into three people, is trying to finish members off, but the damage is just too high. He gets taken down almost instantly, and that's 17 kills on the board for Kakao Gaming. Like if you look at the score, 17-7, it's like, that's not that bad. You look at the
77,
map
yeah, it's
state, that is nothing. We have tier twos going down at 15 minutes. This is the time when we usually have tier ones going down.
Exactly. Like the thing about Kakao Gaming is I've been like watching the other two games. They're like we don't care what's going on, and I love how they're there for their teammates. Like yeah, our Vayne is in trouble. Everybody's there at the right time. Everybody's there at the right position, trying to secure. And like she survived, and she even got kills. It is crazy. Like look at Vayne's score. She's 4-1. Jin is 0-3,
Uh,
and I feel like but I think I almost jinxed it.
Yeah, Vortex is looking for some
Oh,
action, and I think he's going to find it as the auto attack is going to finishing up a nice 850 goal for Buzz. W is here. He's like, if you die, I'm going to
he's gonna
die
get
with
his
you. We are friends
yeah.
forever. Fear is going to connect
Jin,
onto him, and that's going to seal the deal as if it was not obvious that he was dead already. But yeah, the Wayne, as
hmm
far as the Wayne being in trouble is concerned, I think the Wayne is the trouble. Right now,
yeah,
4-1
Vayne
and
is the
4. Blade of the
trouble.
Druid King complete. Tier 2 puts. He's going
Uh-huh.
to. I think he's looking for a Kraken Slayer second, and he's going to complete it really soon. And
And they
Rift
have the
Herald
Rift
is
Herald
charging under
too.
the tower. Dead
Oh,
Corporal is like, I don't care if this turret is
beautiful
still
Lulu
up.
ult.
I'm going to kill you right under the turret. Hallucination is in a flanking position, but I don't think this is the kind of fight he wants to take. Copy is going to dash onto Crown, and Ult connects, and that's going to be a killing spree for Copy as. They're looking to take a 17-minute inhib. Usually, my friends, this is ill advised. You're just giving farm to your opponents, but I'm not sure that matters. Hui Ults connects onto the Yasuo. He's in the middle of three people, but the skill shots are going to miss. The pull is going to connect. The dead possible, meanwhile, is
Oh,
just dishing that onto Hallucination in the backline, and he just dies so fast. It just OG is so behind, just struggling
look
to
at
kill
the
people who are
score,
even out of position.
920. Look at
Yeah,
the score.
the score.
It's 920. The goal lead is almost 10K. They are
Yeah,
OG does not have their mid lane inhib. Oh my god.
Yeah, 10 kills is what, like 3,000 goal? The goal lead? Nah, bro. It's 11k goal lead. Uh,
Nearly just Vortex is
what?
just bullying Deadeye.
It
Bullying Deadeye in
looks
his
like
own
W
jungler.
might.
I feel bad for Volibear because he is not able to farm peacefully in his own jungle. And so is this like they're not safe under their own tower. Crown, what
It looks like
YYZZ, they're just
W is going
dying,
to get
but
taken down.
they're
They're
also
having
being
fun.
punished for it. Like,
We're
yeah,
having
at
fun.
this
It looks like
point,
the
they're having fun.
Sun is going to connect onto the Nidali. Jin opens up with the curtain call. Shots are going to get blocked by Wayne and the Lulu. The fourth shot Really not effective. The 4-shot finally connects onto the Nidali, but the damage isn't there. Silver
Oh,
Bolts is going to take down the Rel. Root is going to connect onto Copy. No, it's not. He blocks it with the Wind Wall, but the Hueslo is going to be enough for them to disengage for now and live to fight
Oh
another
man.
day. I do not know how useful that is, but it is what it is, and
They
nobody cares. And Kakao Gaming is still not taking the dragon. They do not care. They just want the
they're like
kills.
they want the
I think
kills
Kakao
and they
Gaming is
want
just like
Volibear's red.
they want the
They
red buff. The red
definitely
buff is
want
the real
Volibear's red. They
objective.
just want Volibear's red. They're like, nah, no
Br-
red buff for Volibear. No.
They want
Oh man,
Volibear's
that's so
red. They want
sad.
the Volibear, and they're going to get him. Tower shot is going. Tower shots are going to take down Vortex though, but I think he's more than happy. I think if League of Legends had red buff soul, Kakao Gaming would have ended this game already. But that's not what we have. Rel ult is going to connect out the two members in the backline, but they don't seem to have the damage to kill him. Tower shot is going to finally finish off Dead Corporal, though shutdown goes over to the Aurora. So that is good, I think.
Oh, Lulu is brave. Lulu
Oh,
is so brave.
the
Oh my
support
god.
1v1. Oh, the support 1v1. Love
Yeah.
to. Love to
Battle of the
is going
supports.
for the kill here, I think. I don't think this man is going to back off. I see now.
Not at
Meanwhile,
all.
Copy
But
is
like
taking
it's
down the
interesting to
top lane
see.
tier 3, though.
It's
Away
like
lightning bolt is
the
going to mill.
fight
Knock
that
up
was
connects
going
onto
on.
the wall. Volley bear. Is the slow going to land? No, he dodges it. Deadeye is taking a ton of damage.
Oh
Buzz
no!
Lightyear is unable to follow up because of wind wall.
The
His ult
double
is going to
kill?
connect. The slow field is being
No!
laid down. The damage is ticking. Auto
Oh
attack finishes him off, and it's going to be a shutdown. And as great as that sounds,
yeah,
the goal
they
lead is still 11k. It is 12k.
it's
Never mind. I stand corrected.
11K. It's a huge goal difference. Even if they took down too many shutdown goals, but still it's a significant. But I feel like now they're probably going to try to secure the the dragon, maybe, or is she going back to
I
invade
don't
and
think
try
they
to catch
care.
someone off
Honestly,
guard again?
I don't think they care. Kakao Gaming at this point is like, guys, there's no way we are getting the
Bro,
soul in
Nidalee's
this game.
gonna. Oh my god.
Or
Nidale
Nidali is
is
at the
in a
red buff, but the
very tight
crucial mistake here
position.
is the red buff is not actually buff. TP is going to be coming in, but the Nidali is already dead. W is here to follow up on Copy, and the Wind Brothers are going to look for the 2v5. Copy is going to take down Hallucination. Members are dropping
Oh.
low. Double kill for the Yasuo. They are taking a ton of AoE damage from the Huedo. And they do take down both brothers, but the brothers took down two with them as well. Meanwhile, top lane inhibitor is no longer in this world.
Not at all. I feel like Kakao Gaming just like, oh, we don't care if we're dying. We're keeping them busy. Go take the top lane inhibitor. But like, still, Vayne is still going in
Oh
because
my
they
god.
have no
Dead
peel.
Corporal is
They
so
don't have
fed.
Volibear. They
The
don't
ult
have.
is going to connect.
Oh yeah.
Curtain call has been started up. Lulu ult is going to top up his HP. Hallucination going for an interesting engage over there. There's no one to follow up.
Oh no.
Volibear ult is going to go ahead. Knockback is going to prevent the follow up stun. Is slow going to land? No, but the stun does eventually connect onto him. He is dropping low. He does manage to take down Harambe. Lulu is going to flash over the wall, try and escape. He is going to get flanked by multiple members of OG. He is trying to do fancy footwork is the name of the game
Whoa.
here, but the auto attacks are going to be more than enough to shut him down. Can't dodge those, but yeah, top inhibitor is
But
down.
yeah.
The mid inhibitor is
Secured
there, is back up.
sometimes. Secured sometime. They did end up juking around for a while, but now we finally
What
see them hopefully securing this Chemtech
doth mine
dragon.
eyes deceive me? Kakao Gaming going for the dragon.
Finally, and obviously they're gonna go for that. Atakan is like, okay, enough.
Oh,
We need to take few objectives.
I think what's going on here is Kakao Gaming was like, we have to take Atakan, and it's like, oh guys, there's a dragon on the way. Do you want to take it?
You definitely like, okay, let's do it. Because I was seeing Italy trying to go back to the and they're like, no, come here. We need you for the drag. But right now we see the two brothers going bot lanes, trying to push bot, and Vayne on the other side in the mid lane, trying to deny them from recalling so that the brothers can go bot lane, trying to take the. And we see Vayne almost getting Volibear, almost getting him, but Volibear runs
And the
away. Look at bot lane.
Wind Brothers are going for another outnumbered play, but this time it's only a 1 versus 3 crown is going to go down. Rambe Avengers is dead. Dead Corporal is going to be chasing down Dead Eyes. He's having some fun. It's all fun in games. Double knockup is going to connect from the Yone. Copy is taking tower shot after tower shot. It's a beautiful shutdown for Hello. No, actually, the kill goes over to the way because of the burn effect. Love 2 is going to look to kill his counterpart over here, but Dead Corporal is here as well, and I think he wants that kill. Who is going to take the kill
Oh
here, guys?
man,
So exciting.
they are just
Well-
bullying OG at this point. I think. Uh oh no, there you have it. OG Gaming. Oh, I think they just did not have the morals for game 4. Kakao Gaming bullying, securing that. Not yet. Maybe or Vayne is just too fed, man.
What is this Lulu
They have a
doing?
Lulu and a
is-
Vayne. Yeah,
Lulu is trying to get a kill.
He's
He's like,
having
I don't
fun.
want to end this. I don't want to end this game at 0 kills, guys. Please. To that I say, Love 2, where is your death cap?
Don't end the game. I want to kill.
Oh,
But-
my!
But
They
oh
choose
man,
not
look
to
at
end.
look
I
at their
think.
nexus.
Oh, they're tipping for the Baron. I think they want to make it. Kakao Gaming is looking for the clean end. I don't know why. That never seemed to be a concern up to this point. But yeah, this is a game, guys. We have triple inhibs down. Kakao Gaming chooses to recall and take the Baron. They're
Big
going to go
base
for
is
the clean end
empty
over
at this
here.
point. They're like, wow, let's take the Baron before we end it. Let's just do it. I think they can just push this game, take the fight, force a fight in mid lane. It's definitely, if they are being able to, they're just memeing at this point, and like they're gonna take this fight. This is probably gonna be the last fight.
Last
for
breath
OG,
is going to
and,
connect onto Dead Eyes, and the consequences of that is the Yasuo is going to dash onto the Jin and kill him. And I cannot follow
They're
the rate of death at
teleporting
this point.
from
People are just
here.
instantly dying. OL is going to
Man,
connect
that is crazy.
onto the Yasuo. It did a whopping 20% of his HP bar. That's amazing. Looks like they're going to look for the fountain dive. They're going to find it. Yone is going to die though, and with that shutdown and
There
ace,
we
we
have it.
have Kakao Gaming closing out this series 3-0. All 3 games just complete domination by Kakao Gaming, honestly.
Man, the last game they were completely trolling. I would say it was them having fun. Lulu just sidestepping her away. Nidalee just, I want another red. But there you guys have it. The upper bracket finals. Kakao Gaming securing their position in the grand finals 3-0, and they are going to the grand finals. I cannot wait to see them play in the grand final. Look at them tower diving. They are even not respecting them in their own spawn. My god, what a game. It was fun watching them play.
Yeah, the Kakao Gaming is going to be the winner of the upper bracket final today. They are going to secure the spot in the finals, and that means that we are going to have a repeat of drumroll OG versus Revenants in the lower bracket finals. So those 2 teams are going to duke it out again to have a chance to face Kakao Gaming. It might be OG did beat Revenants last time, so maybe we have a repeat of this on Sunday in the grand finals, or Revenants with hopefully their main roster now available might be able to secure the second spot again, and then I'm sorry, final spot again, and then try and maybe take down Kakao Gaming. But Kakao Gaming is honestly looking very dominant. And last time when OG faced Revenants, even though they were not playing with their main roster, I did see quite a few mistakes here and there, and I don't know if either of these teams are going to be able to face Kakao Gaming in the finals, given what we saw here today. Just
Man, Kakao
complete and utter
Gaming,
domination.
the team members know where to be, how to show up, how to make up for the mistakes that they did. Like in game one, I saw them make few mistakes, but they did end up making up for it, owning up for it, and then recovering from it. And from there, they went from dominating all three of the games, which was crazy to see. Like game 2 and 3, they were completely dominating, punishing OG for any mistakes that they did. And it will be very, like, having them as an opponent would be really, really annoying, especially if you have a Nidalee constantly bullying you in your own jungler. Like, I would be annoyed if I was the jungler. I would not be annoyed. I would be crying. I would be in tears at one point. I was like, nah, I ain't doing this. I ain't dealing with this anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Deadeyes was having a lot of fun this game, especially not on the red buff. I don't know about the other parts of the map. So it was an okay start, but this comp by Kakao Gaming, I think, was pretty much a skill check comp. Like, when you draft something like this, all I hear is, we are better than you, we are going to beat you up.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what they did.
Definitely. And I just love how Kakao Gaming just knows, like, oh, we are targeting this person right now. Focus on this. Our Vayne is in trouble. We need to save her right now. And like the team is right there, right then. And they're like, oh, keep them busy there while I take the inhibitor there. That's what we saw in this game. And it was crazy. And without further ado, we can see the comparisons in this round. We see 24 kills for OG, and then Kakao Gaming with 41 kills, and the significant goal lead Kakao had 47k for OG and 62 for Kakao Gaming. Towers, 0 towers for OG Gaming. That is unfortunate, whereas Kakao Gaming cleared their whole map. Objective, I feel like Kakao Gaming was not really focused on that objective. Rather, they were more focused on their red buff. Both the teams have 1 dragon each, but they were able to secure a Baron, a Rift Herald, 2 grubs. 1 grubs OG was able to secure, and the Kakao Gaming was able to secure that Atakan, and leading them to 3-0. Kakao Gaming going to the grand finals, not losing any games so far.
Yeah, and it looks like the MVP for this game is going to be Dead Corporal on that Vayne, completely dominant. We see the 6.7 CS per minute, but that is because he has 15 kills, 1.2k damage per minute, and 14k gold. Honestly, this game was just complete. You could give MVP to pretty much any member on Kakao, because they were all
Definitely.
just so dominant. It definitely felt like they were just having fun. I think DC
feel
had
like
the most fun. Though.
Yeah, definitely. And like Lulu played an amazing support for his whole champion. Like the shields that he gave to Vayne, to everyone, it was really important. Everyone on the team played really, really good. Lulu played well. The Nidalee constantly bullying them, and the brothers taking down the bot lane at any time. Like, we don't care if you're under the tower. We're gonna destroy you. I don't care if I die in the process. We're just gonna take you down. We don't care.
Yeah, the iconic TP in for the 1v5 brothers versus the world play. They did manage to actually make that 2-for-2, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, domination.
They were all like at the beginning of the game. You were saying that the 2 brothers, they're gonna go for 0-10 and they're gonna get that power buff. But now they're like, oh, we have the power buff. We're also gonna go 10 deaths. We don't care if we go 10 deaths, but we're also gonna kill them and get that double buff if we need.
It's just
man, crazy game.
Uncontained aggression by Kakao Gaming, and OG is just completely folding, unable to form any form of defense against that. What can I say? The kills were there, the CS was there, CS leads were there, and the map control was definitely not there for OGs.
Oh man, it was unfortunate for them. I personally feel really bad for the volleyball, like especially that one time he is under his own tower, and there are like 3 people surrounding him from 3 different ways. No escape at all. It was just so sad to see. I was like, tiny Volibear, and everybody else is big, trying to poach him down. That was just
Yes,
unfortunate
tiny
for
volley
OG
bear.
Gaming.
That's tiny volley bear is one of
That's
the
just sad.
is. Yeah, he might not have been tiny in size, but in terms of the items in his bag, the bag was very tiny indeed.
Definitely,
Also,
definitely. The huge
also the
goal.
count of the red buff. It is unfortunate that the scoreboard doesn't show us how many red buffs each team got, because
Oh
I'm
man,
pretty sure.
definitely.
I'm so sure that Kakao
I'm-
Gaming was leading on that.
That is
Because
completely
even when the dragon is up, they don't
Mhm.
care. They're like, we want to fight at red buff. Hallucination was like, I think level 5 for maybe 3 minutes in a row. He dies, he just respawns and comes back to the fight. Easy. I die again.
I feel like the objective was the red buff this game. They just killed them there, and over here we see the brackets. Kakao Gaming securing their position in the grand finals, and tomorrow we will be seeing lower brackets. We will be seeing more of OG, but this time they will be up against Revenant. Now, you tell me about Revenant. I think you were a part of that team.
Yeah, I might know a bit about Revenants. Just a little bit. Yeah, so OG versus Revenants should be, I think, pretty exciting. Last time they faced up, as you saw in the bracket, it was a 3-1 victory for OG, so Revenants was able to take one game off. They were playing with their substitute jungler, so hopefully tomorrow we'll see Ezian making a return, and maybe that shapes up to be a much closer series. I can see that going to game 5. The chances are much higher, I think, than the matchup today. But no matter who wins that, they're going to be facing Kakao Gaming in the finals, and I think no matter who wins tomorrow, like either team is going to have to really step it up if they want to maybe take
Definitely.
even one game away from Kakao at this point.
I am curious to see even like if OG makes that comeback, they will be hoping they'll get that chance to get their revenge and in the grand finals. Who knows?
Maybe they get the revenge. Maybe OG is able to take down Revenants, but that's hard to say. That's something we are going to find out only tomorrow.
Definitely.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's tug. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one. Give it all I got. I'm going to the top. I'm going in. Right on the way to the top. Right on the way to the top, but I'm not finished. I just needed me a minute. Standing attention, lieutenant. I gotta get up and get it. All I'm focused on is winning. He not gonna cheat code. We win until the clock gon' hit Z. Whoa, I'm fighting my way back like I was Nemo. Do it, I am a dynamic dude. Whoa, win, 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 and win. That's right, my nickname is winning. Gotta walk in the building, gotta inspire the children. When they see my ambition, I'm not a regular civilian. Give me all I got. I'm going to the top. Gotta go up to the top, won't stop. I'm gonna be the man, yeah, I gotta cut a knot. Haters really on me, tryna take my spot. But we go up, yeah, we never gon' drop. Alright, yeah. 1, 2, 3, mic check, what's up? 2, 3 on my back, it's up. Light years ahead, just call me Buzz. Hitting a shot in sync with the boys. I feel like Joel Embiid, the process, yeah, I trust. Accolades got them swallowing the words, cause I know that they doubted us. Touch her, touch, can't touch this. I know they throwing that dirt on my name. When I check on my tag, it be spotless. Look in the mirror and snap my fingers and point like you know you got this. Winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man, winning man. Who gon' stop this? No one.